It was the Roman poet Virgil who said, "Easy is the descent to hell. All night long, all day, the doors of dark Hades stand open. But to retrace the path, to come out again to the sweet air of heaven, there is the task, there is the burden. If I cannot move heaven, I will raise hell." We'll talk about that later, but now it's time for Rick Tittle and titillating sports on Sports Byline USA. All right, thank you for that. Get my levels straight here. Hey, Rick Tittle with you, downtown San Francisco home studios of the Sports Byline USA Broadcast Network. Great to have you with us, wherever you are listening in this great land of Romania and foreign lands as well. I say that because there's several ways of listening to the show outside of the lower and contig terrestrial radio affiliates, which we have. You can go to the website, sportsbyline.com, click Listen Live. Any emails go to rick@sportsbyline.com if they want to go to me. You can also email me at drhandsome@countpimpula.org. Get them there as well. There's the TuneIn app, the iHeartRadio app, the Stitcher app. I'm on video as well. Very much stage right on Twitch because of the cameras, because the YouTube camera, we're using the same one for both. But Twitch and YouTube, there it is. You can get in that way as well. Also, most importantly, around the world on AFN, that's the American Forces Radio Network. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, National Guard, Space Force, Delta Force, you're doing a great job. Stay safe, come home soon, keep up the good work. We also are on CRN Digital +2 Cable Radio Network Channel 2, your cable provider. You can catch us there as well. Any which way you can catch us, it's good to us. And we also have a Tuesday edition of the shows. That means at 9:40 Pacific time, we'll have SalesPortTalk.com, as we always do. We'll get on the waves with a guest. Also at 10:40, we will have the R&B singer and Tony Award winner Melba Moore. She's back. And also the College Football Hall of Famer Mark Messner will be in the third hour as we get ready for the Super 16 college football poll. This is the preseason poll, so we'll talk to him about that. And the Twitter is @RickTittle. Come on back.
Everyone likes a success story. All In Lid Company was started by two young entrepreneurs who wanted to build a premium hat brand around quality products and an inspiring mindset. That mindset? All In Lid isn't about what you wear, it's about how you think. Believe in yourself. This brand was created to inspire people to go all in on themselves, to chase the goals that matter to them, to bet on their vision, their work ethic, and their belief, even when the outcome feels uncertain. Founded at Florida State University in Tallahassee, the message quickly resonated with students who believed in the mentality behind it. Today, All In Lid represents more than premium headwear. It represents commitment, confidence, and ownership, a reminder to stop playing small and show up fuller for your goals. Their mission is simple: to inspire as many people as possible to go all in on themselves and their next chapter. Allinlid.com. Be sure to check it out. Allinlid.com.
Listen, were you forced into getting a solar contract and now you just don't want it anymore? Maybe the solar company misled you. Or is your solar contract buried with hidden fees? Are you not saving the amount of money you thought you would on your energy costs? Don't worry. At the Solar Exit Hotline, we can help you cancel your solar contract, even if the panels are already installed. Our experienced legal team will review your contract and help you cancel it, possibly saving you thousands of dollars. You got to call right now for complete details. So listen, if you're not happy with your solar contract for any reason, we are here to help you cancel it. Call the Solar Exit Hotline now for immediate options to help you exit your solar contract. This call is 100% free.
800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. That's 800-826-4073. Are you moving to another state? We can make it easy for you. We are Movers USA. We're experts in getting your valuable possessions of your home from point A to point B anywhere in the United States. Now's the time to get a fresh start in a new city. Get it done right with Movers USA. We'll take care of your possessions just like our own. We'll take all the headaches off your mind, pack everything for you, and bring them safe and secure and put in the right place in your new home. If you're moving across state lines, call us right now for a 100% free quote. Ask your representative how you can qualify for a special discount with today's call. If you're moving anywhere in the U.S., we can get you there. Quick! Call now for details. 800-631-3086. 800-631-3086. 800-631-3086. That's 800-631-3086.
Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle is a genius, the best show ever. He's so wonderful, genius, the best show ever. He's so wonderful. Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle he's so handsome, he's a genius.
You're now listening to The Rick Tittle Show. Good for you.
All right. Thanks for that. And welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you, coast to coast and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. I always thought their little jingle should be American Forces Radio Network. Bueller, anyone? Or it could be like more military, you know, like the drum roll, like American Forces Radio Network. They're like, we got it, Tittle. We got it. All right, I want to start with this because I just, it's just proof that we, as a as a species, we haven't evolved as much as we think we have. And I'm not talking about anything socioeconomic or racial or anything serious, but in a more less than serious mode. The new Highmark Stadium in Buffalo cost $2.1 billion. If you want to make a super sweet, cool stadium now, you're going to spend $1 billion. I didn't know you had to spend $2.1 billion, but apparently that property up there by Niagara Falls is really going like hotcakes. It's only freezing every day. I was at Niagara Falls. I was in Buffalo, New York, in the spring, and I was never so cold. It seriously was ridiculous. The American Falls. So there's the Horseshoe Falls, which are on the Canadian side. Those are the cool ones. And then there's the American Falls, which no one talks about because they're just. I mean, if it wasn't for the Horseshoe Falls, we'd probably care about the other ones. But you know, it's like if you had no car in your life and you had a Yugo, you'd think it's sweet. But then you'd put the Yugo next to like a Mercedes SUV, and you'd be like, I'm not really looking at the Yugo anymore. But the American Falls in the spring were frozen. Just think of the metric tonnage of water flowing down, and they froze mid-fall. These are things as a Californian I don't know about. I just know about Tahoe snow. That's the only cool stuff. But that's where it froze. Anyway, they brought in people to Highmark Stadium. And believe me, in Buffalo, they are one of the most loyal fan bases. They're nuts. They take their shirts off, and they're famous now for doing backflips onto card tables off of the roof. And they have, I mentioned it a couple weeks ago, this giant, massive smashed card table. Ha ha, he he. But the sightlines were not thought out. Now, I remember when they built the Shark Tank because they were building it when the Sharks came in, and I worked those early years on Sharks TV for 9 years, 10 years, I guess 9 years, because they came in 91. And we did several years at the Cow Palace. And then when it was open, they were like, here you go. And people walked in, and they were like, where are the camera wells? They're like, what? Where are the camera wells? You want these games televised, right? And they were like, oh. And you think, how could you, and whatever that was, 94, how could you not know that? So they used basically what was going to be the press box for that. So the press box, I call it that with great fondness, is up in the catwalks. And actually, it's kind of cool. I mean, I literally can walk across the rink in a catwalk during a match, during a game. And there's wires that are about 6 feet high, and I'm 6'2", so I got to remember to duck. But that's where it is, because they were like, oops. So you would think in 2026, 2.1 billion. There were 4 examples, and I'm sure there were more, of fans who sent pictures from their seats. Now, one of them had a virtual shot of it and said, hey, it looks like there's an obstructed view. And they said, that's just a computer rendering. That ain't the real thing. Don't worry about it. We'll clear that up. And they're like, okay. And you just imagine how excited a fan base is, especially that fan base. Now, they do have the Sabres, who are finally good this year. They have AAA baseball, but the Bills are where it's at. That's their team. So the 4 views I saw, one was there's people are sitting down. There's literally a staircase that comes up in front of your seat. So you can see both scoreboards and the end zone. I remember my dad picked the season tickets at the Coliseum for the Raiders. He wanted to be under the overhang in case it rained and to be out of the sun. But he got the last row where you could still see the scoreboard. The next row up, 29, you couldn't see the scoreboard anymore. So good on him for figuring that out. They let him sit there to try it. But the staircase, all you see the whole game is just people going up and down the stairs. And when one person walks by, they block out half the football field. Another one, a person is about on the 20-yard line in the first deck. You think, well, those are pretty cool seats. And where the second deck begins, cuts out the other 20 all the way through the end zone. So you literally cannot see the end zone, even if you lean forward. Basically 20 yards in going the other way are blacked out. Another guy had a seat way up in the second deck, and there's a luxury box that's next to him. He can't see half of the end zone and probably half to the 15-yard line. So if there's a touchdown in that corner, there's no way he can see it. And then there's another guy who's on the other side, and this looks more like a press box jutting out. And there's a railing, there's a wall, and then the entire end zone, and then I'd say about the 10-yard line in are completely blacked out. And it just makes you wonder how people couldn't figure this out. And the reason is because they had no earthly idea, no earthly or moonly idea how to do this. They just said, here are all the seats. We're going to pack in as many as we can. And wait, we're going to need a staircase here. That'll be fine. And look, we know people will stand, they'll cross in front of you in your row. Some people will stand up when nothing exciting is going on. We know that. It's like when I go to the Giants, if you're in the second deck or you're in the luxury boxes, it is one of the most spectacular baseball stadiums you'll ever be in your life. I guarantee it. But when you're in the first deck and you can't see the water and your seats all face center field, they don't, especially on the third baseline, they don't point towards home plate. You got to turn your body sideways, and then one person stands up. The seats are so low that he'll block out home plate. So we understand that happens. But those are, the seats are faced a little weird. A person can always ruin your day at a game. But not one. I mean, it's fun. I remember at Tottenham, I bought a ticket and it said obstructed view. I was literally behind a post holding up the roof. And I had to lean left and right to see the game. But that stand was built in 1920. This is 2026. And if it was one seat, you'd be like, it'd be kind of funny. Dude, you got screwed. No, it's hella seats. And I paid for a PSL in 1995 for the Raiders. Then after I paid for the personal seat license, then I bought the tickets. So I don't even know, and I don't need to know. I just know that it's a lot of money that these people have forked out. And can you imagine the excitement? Wow, we here in Buffalo, BF Egypt, finally have a world-class football stadium. And then You sit down and you can't see the entire field. I can't even. Everybody around you, this is awesome. And you're like, no, this sucks. And there's nothing they can do about it. They're not going to rip out luxury boxes and press boxes. All right. I'm Rick Tittle. We'll take a quick break. We'll come on back on Violent.
I am an American veteran. I'm proud to have served this country. Helping veterans is something all Americans can participate in, and it's as simple as donating an old car that you have sitting around. When you call the Veteran Car Donation Program, they'll explain how their program works, and then arrange a time they can come and pick up your vehicle for free. Running or not, it doesn't matter. They take cars, trucks, motorcycles, or vans. As a veteran, show your support by donating your car and get a tax deduction in the process. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program right now. They'll come and pick your car up for free, and you'll get a tax deduction in the process. Call the number we're about to give you right now. Thank you, and God bless America.
800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. That's 800-887-1097. Proceeds support Heroes on the Water. Right now, you can switch from cable television to satellite television for free. That's right, we're offering free equipment, free installation, plus get a free $100 prepaid Visa card. Call the Satellite TV hotline right now. Make the switch from cable to satellite television and expand your viewing horizon. On top of free installation, for a limited time, we're offering a fixed price guarantee. With satellite TV, you'll save money over your expensive cable bill. Plus, get access to hundreds of channels. And when you call right now, you can also ask about our seniors and military discounts. So make the switch to satellite TV right now. Everybody gets free installation, free equipment, plus a $100 prepaid Visa card. Call right now and you can switch to satellite TV and be watching everything you wanted to within the next week. And remember, installation's free, so call right now. 800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. That's 800-696-2871.
This important consumer alert is from the Credit Repair Hotline, a national service designed to help people improve their credit scores. Are you paying high interest rates because of your credit rating? Wouldn't you like to be able to qualify for a better car loan or mortgage rate? Would lower monthly payments give you more financial flexibility? If you're finally ready to fix your credit problem, you need to call today and get a free consultation from the Credit Repair Hotline. In one fast and easy call, we can pull your credit rating and show you real solutions how to improve your credit. And again, this is part of a 100% free consultation. Learn how you can save money on everyday purchases by having a better credit rating. And it all starts with this free phone call right now.
800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. That's 800-413-6214.
I hope I don't see you for a while. Getting sick of you.
Take your sick ass in the hospital.
I don't want to walk around with them. 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 I don't want to walk around with them.
Rick Tittle can usually be found at He Baby Mama House.
All right. Hey, thanks for that. Hey, welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you. I'm breathless with excitement to bring you Titillation, Elevation, Sensation, Temporary. 1-800-878-PLAY. I said 1-800-878-7529 to get in and get heard. The NBA this morning released some scheduling diamonds and gems and treats, if you like. Remember, they were waiting and waiting for LeBron to make a decision. Can you imagine being so good that they won't pick a Christmas game until you pick your team? That is pretty unprecedented. But they know that if LeBron is playing, that cha-ching, the numbers are going to go up. So, I mean, Commissioner Silver, it wasn't like he called his agent, Rich Paul, formerly known as Paul, and said, hey, what's the deal, man? I got to do a TV thing. Hey, he'll make the decision when he wants to make the decision. And probably calls LeBron. LeBron, what do you got? Hey, David, it's coming soon. Okay. How soon? Pretty quickly. All right. Because, we have a lot of, I don't know, thousands of network people and scheduling people and people who want to get hotels and flights. And yeah, I'll let you know. So this is what the NBA, now that they have the info that they want, this is what they've come up with as far as the big national games. The season will tip off on October 20th at noon Pacific. I'm going to guess that October 20th is a Saturday or a Sunday. What do you think, Dominic Jimenez? October 20th. They're not going to do noon on a weekday like a baseball game, are they?
It's a Tuesday.
Oh my gosh, I stand corrected. Thank you for that. It is like a baseball game. There used to be no such thing as opening night in baseball. It was always day. Anyway, wow. A Tuesday, October 20th. See, October 12th is usually Columbus Day or Indigenous Peoples Day. We got Halloween. October 20th is a nothing day. Maybe it's the new national NBA holiday. Well, I can already tell that. And then, by the way, this is Celtics Pistons, the top two East teams last year. And I would only imagine that those two fan bases are super pissed. Pistons fans, let's see, that would be, I believe Detroit is on Mountain Time. Cleveland is on Eastern Time, but I think they're on Mountain. But whatever it is, that's going to be during work hours. Now, that Super Tuesday, sorry, politicians, will continue when the Knicks will face the Sixers. Now, that's the big game. You have the champs versus LeBron. And that should be really awesome. What am I hearing? Opera. Where's that coming from? Anyway, that's going to be at 4 Pacific. And then there'll be a nightcap, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific, Thunder Spurs. So you have recent champs versus Wemby, nearly champs. So that's a lot of firepower, and that's a lot for a Tuesday. Obviously, football is going on at that time. And now that I think about it, I guess it makes sense. They don't want to go up against football. There's football on Monday night. There's football on Thursday nights. There's no football on Tuesday nights, even those MAC games, which are Wednesdays. So now that I think about it, it does make some sense it doesn't make sense to start at noon Pacific, but they're just going to dominate that day. And it's also a sign, if you notice, 6 powerhouse teams, no Steph Curry. There's been a lot of articles written recently about how the Warriors are throwing away Steph's swan song years. And it's not like Ohtani or King Felix or Mike Trout where you've thrown away their whole careers. It's not like the Angels and the Mariners. But he's got 4 rings, right? Where's that music coming from? Anyway, we'll figure it out. So the NBA continues. Christmas Day, 5 games. 5 games on Christmas. And the biggie will be Knicks and Spurs, and then the other biggie will be Sixers at Lakers. LeBron comes back to Inglewood. So, despite these schedule makers waiting for LeBron James' lengthy free agency tour before finalizing the schedule, the league they had to coordinate the 82 games for all the other teams. And once James chose the Sixers, those things could fall into place. And from a broad perspective, the Knicks, they're going to be defending their first title since 1973 against a loaded crop of Eastern Conference defenders. In the West, the biggest question is if anybody can get past the Thunder or the Spurs. You can say, well, I like the way that these guys are looking. Can they beat the Thunder or the Spurs? So, how many games on the regular season schedule? 1,230. And the Knicks will get their rings on opening night, October 20th. And they will raise the banner there at MSG for the first time in more than 50 years. Last team to do it, of course, was Mark Messier's Rangers, and that was quite a while ago, too. They will, as I said, and don't forget, it's not just LeBron James making his Philadelphia 76ers debut. It's Jaylen Brown making his debut also for the Sixers. If you care about the NBA Cup, and they still aren't doing it right, and the way you do it right is you include minor league teams. The only thing is that can't work here because the minor leagues are teams owned by the big teams. You can't have the Golden State Warriors playing the Santa Cruz Warriors. That would be stupid. And the Santa Cruz Warriors would be told, just in case hell freezes over, do not win this game. So that's why the Cup doesn't really work. It could work in, they try that with the Lamar Hunt Cup. It only really works in soccer. But anyway, the final will be on December 11th. And we kind of had a little preview. Do you remember who the NBA Cup final was between this last year? Knicks and Spurs. Got a little preview. And who won? New York. Haha. So that was at Vegas. And of course, that was on purpose to play an NBA game in Vegas. They want to have an NBA team there. Will my Warriors make it 3 for 3? All of my Bay Area teams moving to Vegas? No. They like the Chase Center here. So it's not going to be them. I'll knock on wood anyway, but it's not going to be them. This year it's going to be at Hinkle Fieldhouse. Hinkle, he owes me money. So as I said, you get those slates. Now, people also want to know, well, when is LeBron going to go to Cleveland? When is LeBron going to go to LA? Well, we haven't had that revealed just yet. We only got, he's definitely going to go. You got to play at least one time on the road, and I don't think those will be rest days for him. But it will take some time to see the 41-year-old LeBron in the 76ers uniform. But remember how awkward it was to see him as a member of the Heat in Cleveland. And will it be weird to see him playing against the Lakers? No, not really. He was with the Lakers a long time. And it looks normal to see him in a Laker jersey. But when I think of LeBron, the first team I think of is Cleveland, obviously. But as I said, Jaylen Brown shopped around the league, who finally just took lots of draft picks and an elderly Paul George going the other way. What about Giannis's return to Milwaukee? He's going to debut for the Heat on October 21st, but we don't know that day just yet. We also have to find out the Kawhi Leonard Mystery Bowl when when the Raptors and the Clippers meet, because the potential punishment for the teams involved in Leonard, and is the trade even done yet? Is the trade official? I don't think so. It's only taken them 100 years to figure this out, but that's because I'm sure it's quite complicated. If it was easy, it would have been resolved by now. All right, let's take a break, and we'll get out on the waves with Karen Lyle and a guest coming up next on Sports Blend.
I get a lot of calls from people across the country who are suffering from the affliction of IRS tax debt. Hi, I'm the tax doctor. Call me right now. My team specializes in helping people over the age of 50 solve their tax problems. And the bigger your tax problem is, the more money you can save. If you owe the IRS money, or you're about to owe the IRS money, or even if you need to file years of unfiled returns, call us right now. Our friendly, highly trained representatives are waiting right now to take your call. Over the years, we've helped thousands of people just like you stop the tax liens, wage garnishments, and harassing phone calls. You don't need to send the IRS a big fat check. We can negotiate a lower amount. That's what we guarantee for you. So call us right now.
800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
Every champion has a team behind them. And for thousands of families without insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Their doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled KATY.org. Team up with them today.
Sometimes life changes and the house you once loved becomes a burden. Too many repairs, too many memories, too much to handle on your own. If you'd like to sell your home fast, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline. We can help you sell your home as is, no cleaning, no showings, and there are absolutely no hidden fees or real estate commissions. We'll pay you a fair price for your home in cash. Whether you're downsizing, handling an estate, or just ready for peace of mind, call us. We'll help you walk away from your problem property in no time at all and get you the cash in your bank account with little hassles. If you'd like to sell your home fast, as is, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline.
Call Want to Sell Your Home now for a free quote to sell your home in any condition. Call 800-950-3143. 800-950-3143. That's 800-950-3143.
All right, thank you for that. A little Christopher Cross, Sailing was a big hit in the 70s and also a big hit Tuesdays at 9:40 Pacific time. We dedicate this segment to our friends at salesporttalk.com. And as per usual, co-hosting this segment with me from salesporttalk.com is Karen Lyle. How you doing, Karen?
I'm doing fantastic. It's a beautiful sunny morning in San Francisco and an afternoon in New York and later afternoon in London. You know, it's amazing to me how many different time zones we span in just one moment.
Very good. And speaking of someone who knows about those time zones is our gas captain, Andy Corna, representing the Royal Thames Yacht Club in last weekend's Morgan Cup. And Captain Corna, thank you for coming on the show today. And I saw that not a purple patch, coming in 7th place. But what does the Morgan Cup mean to you, just as a sailing man?
Guys, thank you very much for having me. I'm actually still on the East Coast, so my time zone is not too far from you guys. The Morgan Cup, it's been going 23 years. I've probably done it 7 or 8 times. Many people would consider it to be the pinnacle of keelboat team racing in the world. So this event, we had 9 of the top US teams, 3 from the West Coast, 6 from the East, and then we're lucky enough to be the only overseas team invited over. So, for me, it's definitely one of the first events that I scribble into my diary each year. It's just an incredible event. New York Club is such an amazing, iconic facility. They run an amazing regatta. We were blessed with really good winds this time. Oftentimes we're waiting for wind there. This time, 3 perfect days of breeze, nice southerlies, building. The race committee got through 115 races, incredible. And the racing was just, so close, so tight. And yes, you're right, 7th place wasn't necessarily what we hoped for, but I feel like we came away thinking, actually, we sailed pretty well. Like we were in the fight for sure. So yeah, just really enjoyable.
Well, Andy, you're sailing all on a sonar. Are the sonars provided by the New York Yacht Club there at in Newport?
Yes. So talking of their incredible facility, they have at least 21 sonars. They may have more. We were using 21 sonars for the event. So they're all matched, all the same age. We had brand new sails, brand new sheets, which is a really important thing for team racing, that the boats are matched, so everyone has the same boat. You know what I mean? And it's just down to the sailors, not the equipment. So yeah, again, an amazing facility they have there.
Could you tell us about what you do with the Tabor Academy? Because I know this is a very prestigious sailing school.
So I moved over to the US from the UK. Was previous I was at Seven Oaks School as their head sailing coach. I moved over to become Tabor Academy's head sailing coach. Tabor Academy is a co-ed high school about an hour south of Boston, right on the waters of Buzzards Bay. An amazing school, amazing sailing team. I've now just finished up there after 3 years, but I had an incredible 3 years there. High school sport in the US is a world away from how it is in the UK. So I feel blessed to have had that opportunity. I'm now down in Larchmont, New York. My wife's just become the sailing director here, so I'm excited for what's next for me. Some hopefully some coaching opportunities down in Larchmont.
Excellent. Well, certainly you deserve great commendation for being an instructor too, because that is such an important and valued role. In the high school, was it affiliated with U.S. Sailing, or I guess also it would be affiliated with the collegiate organization? Well, I would imagine.
Yes, so we're members of US Sailing, and then high school is run, I guess, similar to college sailing. There's the high school governing body, and then it's broken down into 6 districts. We're in the New England district, and that's where we compete in the fall, in the spring, and try and qualify out of our region into national championships. But it's insanely competitive. There's 70 odd schools that race and compete just in New England alone. So yeah, it's really cool. Sailing over here at high school is amazing. So I've been lucky to be able to experience that the last 3 years.
By the way, I know it didn't come home, but with the 3 Lions in the U.S. for the World Cup, did you get to see a game in person?
I didn't see a game in person. The ticket prices were a little bit prohibitive, I would say, but I did watch some games, either kind of on my own or interestingly with an American crowd, which is always an experience. Like, I saw the England-Norway game at the yacht club here. It was disappointing we couldn't get past Argentina, but it's still our best performance in 60 years. And I think there's a lot more to come from that England team for sure.
Andy, tell us about how you deploy your crew, and you can also give a shout out to your crew on the sonar, because that's a small boat. It's only 23 feet, but you have quite a bit of crew.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can sail with 4 or 5 on a sonar. Our team sails with 4 people. So myself, someone doing the main, someone trimming the jib, and someone on bow. I would say in match racing and high level keelboat team racing, it is absolutely about the crew. The boat handling is so important. So your hoist, your drops, your maneuvers. if you don't have that crew that's really kind of well drilled and on point, you're just not going to win. So I've been lucky enough to sail with some of my crew for a long, long time. So we're kind of a little bit telepathic with each other, which really helps. So I feel blessed in that regard. Keelbit team mission is so amazing because it's not just you in your boat with 4 of you that have to click and work together. It's the 2 other boats in your teams, 12 people across the team. And at the level the Morgan Cup was at, if any mistake, you're going to lose the race. So you've got to be on it. And that's kind of why we do sport. That's why we do sailing. And we want to race in these amazing races. So yeah, shout out to my crew. They're amazing. I feel lucky. They make me look good. So thank you for their efforts. I just get to hold the stick at the back.
Rick Tittle and Karen Lyle with Captain Andy Corn. A couple more questions for Andy of the Royal Thames Yacht Club. At one time, I guess this is about 5 or 6 years ago, I took, I believe it was like in Chiswick, went punting down the Thames, if you can. I know it's not the Cam, but went all the way down to Hampton Court. And I just found it was delightful going up and down through the locks. I didn't know that how quaint and provincial and like being in the country it was, places like Kingston, just I thought it would be a little bit more, not, Battersea power plant, but I didn't know how quaint it was.
Yeah, London's an amazing city. There's, as you say, every kind of half mile you go, it changes a lot. And our yacht club, Royal Thames Yacht Club, celebrated its 250th last year, is actually in Knightsbridge, interestingly nowhere near any water. We sail either on the south coast or on a reservoir by Heathrow that you see when you fly in. But it really is the oldest continuously operating yacht club in the world. So we had a big year last year, and they've been so tremendously supportive. I've been a member there since 2002, I think. I was one of the early inductees into their academy program, and they've been really supportive of my sailing all over the world, actually. So yeah, feel blessed to be a member of that club.
Well, I was there at the 250th gala, which was actually on the theme of New York, which was really amusing to me because here I am in London, and everybody's having all of these shows that are New York based, and I'm going, yeah, I know New York. I mean, I'm in London, really, folks. But did you get to celebrate any of those 250th any of the events for the year? Because they had quite a few going on.
Yeah, I didn't get back for any of them, unfortunately, but they did a big pageant down the River Thames. They had a lot of members' boats sailing down the Thames underneath the Tower Bridge, which is pretty iconic. They had a huge ball in Greenwich. It was, I think they definitely lent into it, and an amazing thing to be able to celebrate as a yacht club being 250 years old is pretty awesome. So I celebrated it kind of vicariously. I still did a few regattas for them over in the US, but I didn't make it home for any of the kind of big ticket events, if you like.
And by the way, getting, I don't know, a little bit cheesy here, but you mentioned Greenwich, and I loved going to the National Maritime Museum. Do you sort of feel in your DNA that Britannia rules the waves and Nelson and Drake, and that, and you're in some way continuing that legacy?
They were the originators of team racing, weren't they? Nelson and Drake and all those guys being out there sailing around. You definitely feel when you live on a small island. I've been really aware, moving to the US, how huge this country is. In England, drive 4 hours in either direction, you pretty much hit the water. So when you grow up there, I grew up in the northwest of England, a place called West Kirby. I would say the sea is in your DNA. I find it incredibly calming to go and look at the sea. And you do feel that kind of seafaring history, yes, being from the UK for sure.
And how long have you been now in the United States? Because you're based on the East Coast, and definitely when you were racing for the Royal Thames Yacht Club, you're not unfamiliar with the New York Yacht Club.
No, so I've been in the US for 3 years now, and when I lived in Marion, Massachusetts, Tabor Academy, that was about an hour door to door to Newport. But I've been to Newport, Rhode Island many times over the years. We're also affiliated clubs with New York Yacht Club from Royal Thames. So you kind of have that use of the yacht club if you need to, both in the city and in Newport, which is great. Yeah, Newport is one of my favorite places. It's such a sailing town. So love going there. And now it's quite nice that on the Sunday night this year, I got to just drive home rather than go and get on a red eye like the rest of the team.
Andy, being from West Kirby, do you consider yourself Scouse?
We would be called a posh scouse, being from West Kirby. So
Are
we're
you
not quite.
Liverpool, Everton, Tranmere?
I should be, but I'm actually a Leicester City fan. That's where I
Oh.
was born.
Oh,
when I
okay.
moved to the West Kirby as a 2-year-old. So I'm a long-suffering Leicester City fan. 10 years ago, Premier League champions, and now we're languishing in League One.
Well, at least you did have that great year. And I'm a Spurs guy.
Yeah.
We came in second, so you should enjoy it.
Yeah. Thank you.
And my
Appreciate the win.
favorite player ever is Gary Lineker, so we both love that guy.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
All right, Karen, we have time for one more question.
Andy, what is your favorite position on the boat? And since all of your crew have traded positions and roles, and why?
I've always only ever been a helm, mainly because I'm a terrible crew. So, I sit at the back of the boat, and as I say, they make me look good going around. And I think, everyone brings different skills to the boat. I say I serve with an incredible crew. I think every position is equally as valuable. It really shows if you have somebody in whatever position that isn't quite doing what they should be. So every position counts. It's often a sport of sailing where the skipper or the helm seems to get all the glory, but I'm always the first to say it's definitely about the whole team. So I'm a helm. I've always been a helm, but I fully appreciate the other positions on the boat.
All right, great stuff from Captain Andy Corna of the Royal Thames Yacht Club. Thanks so much for coming by. We appreciate it.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Have a great day, guys.
Thank you so much, Andy. Such a pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you. Likewise. Take care.
And, of course, Karen Lau from sailsporttalk.com. Make sure to go there to check out everything going on over there. Karen, thanks a lot, and another great guest. Appreciate it.
Well, it's always a pleasure talking to you, Rick, and I love the sports, the other sports themes that you weave in. It's wonderful.
All right, I'm Rick Tittle. We'll take a quick break. We'll come on back on Sports Byline.
It's more than a rebellion. When your teen is slipping into drugs or alcohol, when social media and pornography consume their time and their mind, when depression and even suicidal thoughts cast a shadow over your home, as a parent, you feel powerless. There is hope. At Turnabout Ranch, troubled teens step away from the chaos and into a clarity of nature on a working cattle ranch. Care for horses, learn responsibility, build trust, and rediscover purpose. It isn't theory, it's real work, real therapy, real healing. Families from across the country have found transformation right here, just when they thought hope was gone. If your teen is struggling with addiction, harmful online behaviors, even weight management, call right now and get the help you all need.
800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. That's 800-219-2494.
Let's be honest. Most businesses don't struggle because demand is low. They struggle because their back end can't handle growth. Leads come in, but follow-up is slow. Calls get missed. Appointments don't get confirmed. And everything lives in different places. So even when marketing works, revenue doesn't scale. That's a systems problem. Create Assistance fixes this by building a done-for-you CRM and automation system that captures every lead, follows up automatically, confirms appointments, and keeps everything organized in one place. And only after that foundation is built, AI voice and chat employees get added on. If your business feels chaotic behind the scenes, it's time to fix the back end. Visit createassistance.ai and book your call today. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
My fellow Americans, let the message ring out that from this day forward, when you buy American, you buy the best. Handcrafted, something premium, something pure. For this is the very essence of what our servicemen and women gave their lives to protect, and by God, we shall not allow their sacrifice to be forgotten. It's time to show the world just how great American can be. And we will not wait for tomorrow to come. We will stand here, this moment, together, and we will start today. Don't ever forget how great it is to be American. America we need right now. America. Premium vodka. Celebrate responsibly.
By noon, I need them 8,000 hens moved into their new cages. Sometimes they don't want to cooperate, but you give them a good shake and they'll settle down for you.
Do the chickens have large talons?
Do they have what?
Large talons.
I don't understand a word you just said.
Who cares about anything else when you've got Rick Tittle on the radio?
Thanks for that. By the way, scheduled to appear tomorrow on the show is Jared Harris, who's one of my very favorite actors. I think he's fantastic. He's not super handsome or anything. He's just an amazing actor. And I think about in Terror and Chernobyl and Mad Men and Last of the Mohicans, but especially Chernobyl and I mean, he just Terror. They're just anyway. His father is Richard Harris, and Jared's a couple years older than me. But Richard Harris was nuts, and he was in that hard drinking '70s crew with like Al Finney and Peter O'Toole and Richard Burton and those type of guys. But Jared Harris did a song called MacArthur Park. It took so long to bake it, and I'll never have that recipe again. Again. Dave Thomas did a brilliant impression of Richard Harris singing on SCTV. A man called horse. A man called horse. But in America, we know it as a Donna Summer song because Donna Summer is a 5,000 times more talented singer. So I don't think we'll get into MacArthur Park tomorrow on the show. But I'll tell you what, Richard Harris did a million movies. I mean, there's no doubt. If you don't, I can just show you his face and you'd be like, oh, that guy. But his son is a way better actor, in my opinion. Anyway, Jared Harris scheduled to appear. But that's tomorrow. We still have 2 hours of this show to come. Come on back on Sports Byline.
This is an all sports news sports update.
I'm Brendan Cafferty. Women's sports are experiencing one of the most significant periods of growth in modern athletics, attracting larger audiences, new corporate partnerships, and increased investment from leagues, broadcasters, and sponsors around the world. For years, many women's sports organizations focused primarily on expanding participation and building competitive opportunities. Today, that mission continues, but it is now being matched by growing commercial interests. Television networks are increasing coverage, Streaming platforms are adding more events, and businesses are recognizing the value of connecting with an expanding and highly engaged fan base. Professional leagues are also investing in long-term growth through improved facilities, expanded marketing, youth development programs, and enhanced fan experiences. These efforts are designed to strengthen organizations both on and off the field, while creating sustainable business models for the future. Athletes have played an important role in that growth by connecting with fans through community outreach, digital media, and public appearances. At the same time, sponsors increasingly view women's sports as an opportunity to reach audiences that continue to grow across multiple platforms. Industry analysts point to several factors driving this momentum, including increased media visibility, stronger youth participation, and continued investment from both established sports organizations and new ownership groups. Together, these developments are helping reshape the business landscape of professional sports. As organizations continue building on this momentum, many believe women's sports will remain one of the fastest growing segments of the global sports industry for years to come. In other sports, technology continues changing the experience for fans attending live sporting events. Mobile ticketing, cashless concessions, real-time statistics, interactive team apps, and improved wireless connectivity are making it easier for spectators to navigate stadiums while staying connected throughout the event. Teams continue investing in these innovations because creating a memorable experience extends beyond the action on the field. The goal is to keep fans engaged before, during, and after every event, while encouraging them to return throughout the season. For All Sports News, I'm Brendan Cafferty.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
If you're losing calls, missing leads, or spending too much time chasing customers, this message is for you. Create Assistance helps businesses answer every call, text, and message 24/7 using AI employees without hiring more staff. We handle bookings, follow-ups, reminders, and customer communication all inside one simple system built for small businesses. Stop losing opportunities after hours. Visit createassistance.ai and book a quick call today. We look forward to hearing from you.
Getting together with friends to watch the game? Then you'll need American Premium Vodka. Handcrafted and pure, this is the one thing all Americans can agree on. Founder Mark Gus Scott chose the finest natural elements America has to offer, and you'll taste how great it is to be an American. Now available at Bevmo, GoPuff, Hy-Vee, and Fairway stores. American Premium Vodka. This is the America we need right now. Go to AmericanPremiumVodka.com. Celebrate responsibly.
Quick question. How many calls, texts, or messages does your business miss every week? Nights, weekends, busy days. That's lost money. Create Assistance helps businesses fix that problem using AI employees that answer calls, respond to texts, book appointments, and follow up with leads 24/7 automatically. No extra staff, no complicated software. Everything runs inside one simple command center that replaces scattered tools, missed follow-ups, and manual busy work. Whether you're a service business, office, or multi-location company, Create Assistance keeps your business responsive, organized, and running even when you're off the clock. Stop letting leads slip through the cracks. Visit createassistance.ai to book a free call, or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Rick Tittle knows his sports.
I hate that guy.
I love that guy. Oh my gosh, he's so fine. Rick Tittle brings home the bacon, fries it up in a pan, and then he eats it.
Ricky T in the hizzle for shizzle, biznatch.
Thank you so much, and welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you coast to coast and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. Not just the world, but the world. 1-800-878-PLAY is the number to call. Melba Moore, the fabulous Tony Award-winning, multiple Grammy-nominated singer, is back with us. She has a new song. She'll be here in a little over a half hour, but we have plenty of open lines. And so get in and get heard. Not just get in and get heard. Get in and get heard. 1-800-878-PLAY. UCLA announced this morning that they have a assistant coach hiring. Normally I wouldn't care, but that assistant coach is Derek Carr, four-time Pro Bowler with the Oakland Raiders, also played in Vegas as well before they moved on to Geno Smith. Geno Smith, who, by the way, is still the starting quarterback of the Jets. That's just, to me, that's bizarro world. That the Jets are going to sell tickets to fans and say, this is our starting quarterback. I mean, literally, I would rather have Pavia. At least that little weirdo would run around and might be entertaining. You know what you're going to get from Geno Smith, which is a whole lot of nothing. Now, if you put Geno Smith on an amazing team and gave him all the time in the world with great receivers, I think he would do all right. But the Jets, he's going to suck. They're going to cut him. He's going to give the crowd the finger. He's not going to be Antonio Brown and throw all his gear into the crowd. But I'd rather have Diego Pavia, all 5'8" of him, than Geno Smith. Anyway, congratulations to Derek Carr. And, hey, half the year he'll be coaching football. The other half of the year he'll be at home with the kids. It's not a huge commitment. It's a half a year's commitment. All right, 1-800-878-PLAY, TuneIn app, iHeartRadio app, Stitcher, and YouTube and Twitch.tv. The Twitter is at Rick Tittle, so come on back.
Do you want to add a boost to your sex life this weekend? Do you want to make your partner and yourself happy? Then call our special hotline now. We'll sell you those little pills that work below the belt for less than $1 a pill and deliver your package in a few days, just in time for the weekend. Our pill delivers almost the same results as expensive pills for less than $1 a piece, and you don't need a prescription. And ask about their buy 3 get 3 free offer. What are you waiting for? Boost your sex life and have a great time now. Less than $1 a pill, discreet delivery in a few days, and a buy 3 get 3 free offer? Dial this number and save it now.
800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. That's 800-245-2751. Paid for by the Pharmacy Shop.
Let's be honest. Most businesses don't struggle because demand is low. They struggle because their back end can't handle growth. Leads come in, but follow-up is slow. Calls get missed. Appointments don't get confirmed. And everything lives in different places. So even when marketing works, revenue doesn't scale. That's a systems problem. Create Assistance fixes this by building a done-for-you CRM and automation system that captures every lead, follows up automatically, confirms appointments, and keeps everything organized in one place. And only after that foundation is built, AI voice and chat employees get added on. If your business feels chaotic behind the scenes, it's time to fix the back end. Visit createassistance.ai and book your call today. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Life is full of tough choices.
But switching and potentially saving hundreds when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive isn't one of them. Not like choosing a vacuum, which, sounds simple enough. Until 3 weeks later when you're joining vacuum forums and pouring through countless articles, pretty soon you're making full-on spreadsheets, sifting through thousands of online reviews and saying things like cordless runtime in your everyday conversations. At least bundling home and auto with Progressive is an easy choice. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Are you a fan of paranormal radio? Bigfoot, UFOs, ghosts, hauntings, cryptids, true crime? After Dark Radio with Brian Alvarez airs live on Sports Byline every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 Eastern, talking all manner of the strange and unusual. From the latest news of the weird to interviews with the top names in the field, After Dark is your source for paranormal radio. Check it out, 2 Pacific, 5 Eastern, every Wednesday, live on Sports Byline USA.
Hour 2 of titillating sports. You thought it couldn't get any better, but it's better. Rick Tittle is back. He's so great. I can't believe how awesome he is. More sports talk, yes. Couldn't get any better, but it's better. Rick Tittle is back. He's so great. I can't believe how awesome he is. More sports talk, yes. Hour 2 of titillating sports.
Hey, check out Channel 9. Check out Rick Tittle.
Check me out, yo. What you got? Come on in and get heard. 1-800-878-PLAY. This is the way the good Lord intended it. Open lines. That's right. By the way, we have the signers of the Declaration of Independence. One of them, by the way, switched back to being a royalist. That dirty traitor. Guess you picked the wrong horse, y'all. But I just happened this morning to see the 6 men, of course, who signed that joint statement to FIFA from CONCACAF, Asia, and UEFA. And first was the AFC president, not football, Salman bin Ibrahim Al Khalifa. And that is a cool name. Salman bin Ibrahim Al Khalifa. He's the president of the Asian Football Association. If you're wondering why it's a Arabic sounding name, it's because those countries, even the non-Arabic Muslim states like Iraq and Iran, those are not Arab people, but those are Muslim states, but they are included in Asia. Also signed by Victor Montagliani. He is the president of CONCACAF. And then by a guy that I already knew, not personally, but Alexandre Serafin, who is the president of UEFA. Then we had the AFC General Secretary, Datuk Seri Windsor John. That is the pimpiest name yet. Datuk Seri Windsor John. The CONCACAF General Secretary is Philippe Moggio. And I'm going to guess he's Canadian with a name like Philippe, but I could be wrong. And then the UEFA General Secretary is Theodore Theodoridis. That's about as Greek as it comes. Theodore Theodoridis. It's funny because a friend of mine in England, she just married a Greek guy, and now her last name is Theo. And so I said, is that short for Theodocolopoulos? And she said, no, it's short for Theodoridis. I don't think she married the UEFA General Secretary, but it happens. I had a teacher in junior high named Mrs. Pappas, and she was Mrs. Papalima Ogopoulos, and I was like, okay, this is why. Ellis Island, they go, what is it? Yeah, now you're just Pappas or Papa. You can go that way as well. All right, there's also news when it comes to people splashing their cash around. Normally big, crazy big owners or billionaires, they don't usually get involved in sports. Now, it does happen after the Soviet breakup and all the oligarchs were portioned off. Like, all right, the owner of the Nets, remember that guy? He had a stripper's pole on his private plane. The owner of Chelsea, Roman Abramovich, they just said, you know what? You can have all the Soviet oil. What? Just take it. And then he bought Chelsea and basically had 2 teams of internationals. And they won 3 Premier Leagues. And so, but it's rare that, and that's why when Larry Ellison, the guy who invented or founded Oracle, he was already sponsoring the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum Arena venue as Oracle Stadium. Now it's the Giants baseball stadium. It's really stupid. But hey, I don't mind them cashing. It's the same stadium. They're on their 4th name. But then again, the Coliseum at one time was O.co, and then it was McAfee virus detection. Candlestick was 3Com Park, and it was Monster Park, which was free advertising for Monster job website. That was like I guess now it would be like ZipRecruiter or one of those, but Monster used to be where everybody went online for their jobs, but it was for actually Monster coaxial cable. Huh? Anyway, I digress. Larry Ellison was going to buy the Warriors from Chris Cohan, and Warrior fans, such as myself, lifelong Warrior fans, were like, oh my gosh, one of the richest men in the world. Because we thought, Ted Turner, he bought the Braves, he built a stadium, named it after himself. But of course, the Braves were one of the best teams in baseball for over a decade. They won 1 World Series. At least they got 1, Buffalo. They'll take that 1. But Larry Ellison drew a line in the sand. Even though money was no object, he's like, nah, I'll let Lacob and Goober. We were like, Lacob and Goober? Yeah, he used to own, he's from the peninsula. He used to own part of the Celtics, and the other guy has Mandalay Entertainment. We're like, these guys. How did we miss out on Larry Ellison? And then you see Lacob, and he has a birthday cake danced out to him, and he talks during Rick Barry's jersey retirement, and he said, I'm not a cure of cancer, but I'm a cure for Cohan. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy sucks. And then I met him, and he said, Rick Tittle, I have heard you 1 time. And I thought, oh my gosh. Best owner in Bay Area history. Now, you could say it was Eddie D, and he's right up there. But when you talk about the money that Lacob has spent, now, I don't like the fact that from the day he bought them, he was moving them to San Francisco all along. But that's better than Vegas. I remember that I thought, oh my gosh, the A's moving to San Jose. It can't get any worse than that. Oh, yeah, it can. How about Sack in Vegas? Would you rather have them in San Jose now? Would I have remained an A's fan if they were in San Jose? Hell yeah. I would have hated it, but hell yeah. But I bring it all up because Jeff Bezos, that's right, Jeff Bezos, who is worth a lot of million, he has spent $1.8 billion to buy into a minority investment with Liverpool Football Club. Liverpool is owned by Fenway Sports Group. That's John Henry. Those are the people that own, surprise, the Red Sox. And there's another guy named Eduardo Saverin. You might have remembered him. He was in that movie Social Network or whatever it's called. That was a movie about how Facebook was started. And Andrew Garfield played Eduardo. And Jesse Eisenberg played Mark Zuckerberg. But anyway, Eduardo is in on this as well. There's also a steel tycoon named Lakshmi Mittal. Oh, steel, and your last name is Middle. That's pretty good. But he gave up his share in QPR, which is in the Bush, Shepherd's Bush in London, Queen's Park Rangers. I've been to Loftus Road Stadium. It's pretty cool. The Super Hoops, Rangers. But this is the thing that Liverpool fans are somewhat scared of, Yank ownership. Like everybody in America now, they buy Premier League teams. Even J.J. Watt and Tom Brady are involved in Burnley and Birmingham City, respectively. But Jeff Bezos, Forbes says he's worth $280 billion. Eduardo, who got kicked out of Facebook, is worth 32 billion. So they say Liverpool is worth 6 billion. So Bezos is basically buying a third of Liverpool. What does this mean? Well, I mean, last season was a disaster for them. Arne Slot got fired. Mohamed Salah, out of the blue, has gone to Trabzonspor. Not Besiktas, not Fenerbahce, not Galatasaray, but the fourth team in Turkey. It's really amazing. But so far, what has Liverpool done in the transfer market? They brought in Jeremy Vaquet. They brought in Victor Munoz. They just got Ronald Araujo on loan. Apparently, they're supposed to be getting Bradley Barcola. And if they do, I hope they do, they might sell Cody Gakpo to Tottenham. But anyway, Jeff Bezos is finally getting involved in sports. Come on back.
Regrets, not that I do, but then again, to give dimension, I did what I had to do, I saw it through, was nothing new, yeah.
I'm holding in my hand the American Silver Eagle dollar. It's a beautiful piece of American history, and it's 1 ounce of silver. Originally minted in 1986, these coins are a beautiful classic piece of American history, and they're a great investment you should add to your portfolio. The beauty of silver is that however much you have available to invest, silver is affordable and easy to acquire, with one coin costing around $30. So, if you choose to invest a few thousand in silver, you can get quite a bit for your money, and you'll have a tangible asset that you can hold, one you can be proud to own. Claim your piece of American history with American Silver Eagle dollars. Call the Silver Hotline right now.
800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. That's 800-620-1624.
I am an American veteran. I'm proud to have served this country. Helping veterans is something all Americans can participate in, and it's as simple as donating an old car that you have sitting around. When you call the Veteran Car Donation Program, they'll explain how their program works, and then arrange a time they can come and pick up your vehicle for free. Running or not, it doesn't matter. They take cars, trucks, motorcycles, or vans. As a veteran, show your support by donating your car and get a tax deduction in the process. Call the Veteran Card Donation Program right now. They'll come and pick your car up for free, and you'll get a tax deduction in the process. Call the number we're about to give you right now. Thank you, and God bless America.
800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. That's 800-887-1097. Proceeds support Heroes on the Water.
This important consumer alert is from the Credit Repair Hotline, a national service designed to help people improve their credit scores. Are you paying high interest rates because of your credit rating? Wouldn't you like to be able to qualify for a better car loan or mortgage rate? Would lower monthly payments give you more financial flexibility? If you're finally ready to fix your credit problem, you need to call today and get a free consultation from the Credit Repair Hotline. In one fast and easy call, we can pull your credit rating and show you real solutions how to improve your credit. And again, this is part of a 100% free consultation. Learn how you can save money on everyday purchases by having a better credit rating. And it all starts with this free phone call right now. 800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. That's 800-413-6214.
To me, it's like a mountain, a vast bowl of pus.
时间不会瞬间改变天空的颜色，别让我在黑夜看清方向。记忆中的每幅画面浮在诗里的，希望就会布满每一个角落，希望就会布满每一个角落。
cares about anything else when you've got Rick Tittle on the radio?
Oh, bless your heart. Thank you for that. Emails, rick@sportsbyline.com. This is from Jeremy. Rick, you said you were done with the subject. By the way, thank you for listening and remembering. But do you think, did she say Dejanay Carrington or Dejanay?
Dejanay.
She does say Dejanay. That's what I figured. Just an interesting way of spelling it. Dejanay Carrington being thrown out of game was white privilege, like she said. Well, it's funny because I saw that she kind of walked that back. This is a quote. I just looked this up during the break. Dejanay Carrington said in a tweet, I've never once claimed that I guess she did tweet out white privilege, but then she, as I said, walked it back. I've never once claimed that the assessment of that foul was white privilege. That was your assumption. Try exercising your critical thinking skills. I know you studied psych. First of all, I'm the last thing from ignorant or asinine when it comes to speaking on white privilege. Do ya research on that one. I actually went to school, one of the top universities, might I add, to educate myself on this exact subject. I would never use that term as a rhetorical weapon without knowing the historical and social weight it holds, without having the proper evidence to substantiate it. So she did play at Stanford and Baylor. And Baylor, by the way, is a very good academic school as well. I know a lot of us out here, we just kind of think, a lot of people like me, we just think of it as a football school, but Baylor is actually one of the top universities in Texas. But, and then she also said, I didn't mean to foul her. I mean, it was brutal. And people have said, here she is wearing a disgusting 5-foot-long gray wig. She can wear whatever gray wig she wants. We just have these terms now that get thrown around, and I think a lot of them have taken the teeth out of them. And what I mean is, like when people say that's racist, like maybe if you are doing the accent of someone who said something, that's racist. It's like, well, it might be offensive. I mean, racist is when that's a terrible thing to call someone, and it's a terrible thing to be. You're literally treating someone differently because of their ethnic heritage. And it's kind of an antiquated term. There's only one race, the human race. I remember in England, I was going to get a doner kebab, or we would call it a gyro. And my friend said, darling, watch out. The Greeks aren't a very hygienic race. I go, they're not a very hygienic race? The Greeks are a swarthy people, oily and dirty. They don't wash their hands ever. Even after the loo, very unhygienic race. I mean, you can either like cancel people or go, whoa. And so I'm like, come on. I do understand what white privilege is. And to me, it means that I don't normally have to worry about getting pulled over for no reason and maybe get beat up and or killed because of the color of my skin. And that is an enormous privilege. I know some guys who are African American and they know there's certain parts they won't even drive it at night because they know they're going to get pulled over. And when that happens, most of the time it's not that bad, but it has the potential of being deadly. And that is a privilege. And I'm not going to act like that's not a real thing because that is white privilege. I don't think smacking someone in the face with one of the most brutal fouls I've ever seen, and then you call that white privilege. I remember I took a class from Dr. Harry Edwards when I was in college. I had a summer school class at Cal. It's called Sociology of Sport. Henry Edwards was the guy. He played basketball at San Jose State. He knew John Carlos and Tommy Smith, and he was the one that came up with the idea of raising the black gloves at the Mexico City Olympics. That was a huge thing at the time. And he was very good friends with Jesse Jackson and other black leaders. He was on the Donahue show all the time whenever it came to anything racial. Donahue was a big deal at the time. It was like being on Rogan, I'm going to put it on younger terms. Dr. Harry Edwards was hired by the Golden State Warriors and the 49ers. And I've told this story before, but Dr. Edwards said Bill Walsh came to him and said, when I see a white guy sulking at his locker, I know what's wrong with him. When I see a black guy sulking, I have no idea what's going on, and I need you to help me with that. Which I thought was, big of Walsh to ask. And so Harry Edwards said, okay. And then he said when the Warriors hired him, he said, I need a brand new automobile, a Cadillac. And the Warriors said, yes. I remember that, a brand new automobile. Years later, I saw him before a Raider game on the field, and I said, this is probably like, I don't know, 2004 or something, but I said, Dr. Edwards, I introduced myself, and I said, I took your sociology of sport class in the 80s. And he said, oh, really? How did you do? And I said, you gave me a B. And he said, I don't give out grades. Students earn them. Even then, he had a little memorable adage to throw in. I've also talked about how Kevin Johnson was in that class with me. And the day after he got drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers, he was looking at this Cleveland Cavaliers packet and brochure at the desk next to me. And I said, you know what? In the spring, I drove by the Richfield Coliseum when they play. It's nowhere near Cleveland. It's actually in a forest. It's funny. I talked to Del Curry about that. I go, do you remember the fire? He goes, oh, I remember the fire. He goes, I also remember people would bring shotguns to practice and then go out in that forest after practice and hunt. That sounds like World War I. That was not that long ago. But Kevin Johnson, as soon as he got drafted, dropped out of Cal. Why wouldn't you? Later became mayor of Sacramento and helped keep the Kings there, not move to Portland or Anaheim. Remember the Maloofs sold them to Anaheim, and the mayor of Anaheim said, I'm stoked. How many other cities does a mayor say, I'm stoked? But anyway, at the time, Isaiah Thomas went on a rant saying the only reason people like Larry Bird is he's white. He's not that good. And Harry Edwards in class said, he goes, you were right in context, but not in content. Believe me, I took 1 million classes. This is one of the only ones I remember. It was very memorable. You were right in context, but not content. He goes, Larry Bird is one of the best players on the planet. And we all bow down to him, not because he's white, because he's really good. He said most people in the NBA who are white shouldn't even own high tops. Do people even say high tops anymore? I don't know. But I learned a lot from his perspective in that class, and he knew he was a mini celebrity, and he knew he was putting on a show every day, and he would always, he was about 6'7", and he would have on, a three-piece suit, and he used the chalkboard a lot, and he'd always get chalk all over his vest. I always remember that. He had these big, giant mitts for hands. But that was a very interesting class, and it made me realize that I don't understand the black experience because I'm not black, but growing up in an area where there are a lot of African Americans, a lot of my friends, you get a perspective on it, but you never know the real thing. And so Carrington is walking that back a little bit, but it's just, I'm sure that the WNBA would like to be known for good basketball and fun times. And that's what it is. And I told you, if you were listening, I went to a Valkyries game, at least half of it. And it's a fun time. It is a really fun time, and it feels completely different than a Warrior game. And it's weird because you'd think that would feel the same. I almost felt like I was in a different arena. It just felt different. It was a different vibe to it. And that's what they want. They want stars and personalities and vibes, and not, right now we're talking about Sophie Cunningham for two things: anti-trans and then white privilege. And it's like, oh my gosh, how much can one team? This is a team with, by the way, this is a team with Caitlin Clark on it. So I know there's a lot that runs deep. I know there's a lot that I'll never understand. But thanks for the email. But yeah, Carrington walked it back, and it's. I hope And I understand some people get jealous or some people think people are getting, better treatment. But hopefully we'll just talk about good basketball. All right. Speaking of good, our good friend Melba Moore, highly talented. We're going to have her back on the show after a quick break because she has a new single. I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back on Sports Byline.
Are you moving to another state? We can make it easy for you. We are Movers USA. We're experts in getting your valuable possessions of your home from point A to point B anywhere in the United States. Now's the time to get a fresh start in a new city. Get it done right with Movers USA. We'll take care of your possessions just like our own. We'll take all the headaches off your mind, pack everything for you, and bring them safe and secure and put in the right place in your new home. If you're moving across state lines, call us right now for a 100% free quote. Ask your representative how you can qualify for a special discount with today's call. If you're moving anywhere in the U.S., we can get you there. Quick! Call now for details. 800-631-3086. 800-631-3086. 800-631-3086. That's 800-631-3086.
Every champion has a team behind them. And for thousands of families without insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Their doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled Katy.org. Team up with them today.
Listen, were you forced into getting a solar contract and now you just don't want it anymore? Maybe the solar company misled you. Or is your solar contract buried with hidden fees? Are you not saving the amount of money you thought you would on your energy costs? Don't worry. At the Solar Exit Hotline, we can help you cancel your solar contract, even if the panels are already installed. Our experienced legal team will review your contract and help you cancel it, possibly saving you thousands of dollars. You got to call right now for complete details. So listen, if you're not happy with your solar contract for any reason, we are here to help you cancel it. Call the Solar Exit Hotline now for immediate options to help you exit your solar contract. This call is 100% free.
800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. That's 800-826-4073.
We don't need the stars to shine, but like the night with what's inside. Ain't no better we can find when your heart beats next to mine. We've been tested, we've been tried, still we won't let yes try. It's not about the fame and the glory, we'll write it a forever story. Love wins every time. When the
All right, that is a very catchy, smooth groove and a brand new song which is available right now called Love Wins Every Time. Rick Tittle back with you coast to coast and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network, and it's our pleasure to welcome back to the show the fabulously talented Melba Moore has been a star on Broadway, won a Tony back in 1970. R&B, soul, disco, gospel, you name it. She's still getting it done. Melba, welcome back to the show. Why is it that you never just, I mean, who could blame you to like put your feet up on a chair, have a lemonade, and just enjoy retirement? I mean, you have to sing, don't you?
Well, especially when you play my hit record before it's a hit.
That is, you know what, you
Thank you,
sound,
yeah.
yeah, but you sound fantastic. You sound like you're 20 years old there. Why is the voice still there, Melba?
I really don't do anything else. I take care of it. My body, my soul, my spirit is focused on what I hope will continue to be my gift. I respect it. I'm like a basketball player. I take care of my needs. Okay.
You know, it's interesting. I had William Shatner on the show not long ago, and his voice is perfect. And
Oh
I
wow.
said, you know, he's in his
Yeah.
90s. And I go, why is it?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people lose their breath, their voice. And he said it was mental. He said, if you feel good and you feel confident and you're happy, the voice will follow.
No, it doesn't just follow. It's, I'm telling you, I'm like a basketball player or an athlete. I have to take care of mine. Maybe William doesn't have to take care of his. He can just sit and think. But I got to take care of mine. I got to get up and jump and run and do something.
So
But
I
thank you
would
for
think,
noticing. Yeah.
yeah. So like, what does that mean then? Like, I got to take care of my voice, but I'm just talking. It's much easier. But like, you got to like,
Oh no,
no
no, no.
screaming, no
You have
shouting, no coughing.
no, but you see, um, a voice like yours is a beautiful radio voice.
Thank you.
Now, I don't know how old you are, but when you get older, it may start to change. And you'll see that your voice is not like everybody else's voice. Everybody can't get on the radio and sound like you do. And so I have to eat a certain way. I have to exercise a certain way. I have to have time to spend, with the. I can't be worried and upset. I have to be in a good mood and in good health.
Yeah, no, I'm 61, and when in my 20s, I sounded like this. So I guess it's come down a little bit. By the way, I got to ask you, because when I was a kid in the 60s and 70s, it was such a crazy play to talk about hair, and they're like, you know, the age of Aquarius, and they're naked. What was that like being in hair in the 60s?
Well, I guess we were all part of the revolution because it was my first theater experience. I didn't have any acting experience. I got it from a recording session. But they were still casting, and they said that I said, "Well, I don't have any acting experience." They said, "Well, we have a very special director who does experimental theater." So hair was an experiment, and they brought you in not only according to your talent, but according to your astrological sign. So because I was hired not because I was talented only, but because I was a Scorpio.
I also wanted to ask you because one of the first celebrity interviews I did back in 2003 was with Cuba Gooding Jr., and he was in that movie with Beyonce called The Fighting Temptations. And what was it like being part of that project? Because that seemed like a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, but I'm a born again Christian, and that really is the center of how I know who to be, who I am. And so my greatest concern about that was that it was going to be a comedy, so they didn't make bad fun of the church. But one of the things that I thought was great about it is they did the church honor, but everybody and his grandmother was in that movie. All different kinds of genres of everything. And it was just amazing. And I spend a lot of time like in meditation and prayer and kinds of things. So, and I'm older now, so I don't just go to the movies and watch every old thing. So I knew Cuba Gooding Jr.'s father, Cuba Gooding, because he was a great recording artist, and I've seen some of Cuba's work on television. But I really wasn't familiar with just how talented he was, and he was playing the choir director in the movie. But he was also an athlete. So he stood there flat-footed and did a back-over flip. I almost gagged. I said, what did he just do? And to me, Cuba was typical of the talent that was in that movie. I mean, let me just say this. Beyonce made everybody look short and ugly. but she was beautiful and talented. I mean, the people that I worked with in that movie was just unbelievable.
I like that
I guess
quote. Beyonce
I
made
have I
everybody
have a
look.
funny bone too.
Yeah, Beyonce made
Go
everybody look
ahead.
short and ugly.
Well, mainly me.
No, no. You know, I wanted to ask you too, Melba, is the thing behind the scenes, and this is why you have agents and managers and stuff, but we don't see it as fans. Like your labels, you go to Mercury, then Buddha, then Epic, then EMI, then Capital. I mean, what's it like with that behind this? Is that a pain, or do you let your staff handle all
It's not a matter of a pain. It's an expertise. I'm an artist. That's a business, a whole nother talent and gift.
that?
And at the time, I was very, very fortunate to be married to a person by the name of Charles Huggins. Now he's still a gifted business person. You have to make deals. You have to understand business. You have to understand law. It's an expertise. And his first background was as a musician, but then he went into the agent tree, like booking people, and then he started to manage me after we fell in love and got married, and we started a management company. So he got me all these different record labels, and he made me all the recording contracts, and then he scattered out all these different artists. But then I began to help mentor. I was the first artist, and then I began to mentor them. We started a company called Hush Productions. So it's like I call it like Siamese twins. One twins. One is the artist and one is the business side. So I had a Siamese twin in my husband Charles, who did all things on the business side. That's why I had such a great career. And right now, my daughter's running our lives.
Wow.
So it's still a family project, but I have the same elements that gave me success all along. That's why I'm still having success.
When I was a kid, I was a big fan of Clifton Davis from That's My Mama. Talking about my mama. I know you worked with Clifton Davis. He was a close personal friend of yours. What was it like with Cliff?
Oh, well, he was amazing because at the time that I met him, my fellow actor, Novella Nelson, who played Aunt Missy in Pearly, which is the show that gave me the Tony Award, he was down the street in the chorus of Hello Dolly, which at the time was starring Pearl Bailey. Do you know who she is?
Sure. She had the big
Okay.
hats.
Yeah, well, from Hello Dolly, right? The hat. Of course, she replaced her. She did the role that Barbara Streisand normally did, and it was directed by David Merrick. So those were all star classic names. But anyway, Cliff and I began to date each other. We fell in love with each other, and he went on from chorus of Hello Dolly to playing one of the two male leads of a Broadway musical called Two Gentlemen of Verona. But then he went on from there to somehow meet and convince Michael Jackson that he should record the song that he had wrote, Never Can Say Goodbye. So Clifton was a tremendously talented guy. Most people they look at him because he's so good looking. And he's on a soap opera now called Beyond the Gate. But I had a wonderful, wonderful romance with him. But we had our own TV special, which was really kind of handed to us by Carol Burnett. She gave us her summer slot, and she said, "You guys can be like the Black Sunday and Cher." But that's what we really kind of mimicked after. And the show only lasted, it was summer replacement, so it was for 6 weeks. But our romance broke up. I didn't even have a manager at the time, so we were not able to continue after that. But that was the episode of mine and Clifton Davis's romance and time together in show business.
I wanted to ask you too, because when you did get your own sitcom, the worst timing ever, it debuts when the Challenger space shuttle blows up. Did it ever have a chance? You think if that didn't happen on the same day, it might have done better?
Well, there were other things behind it because at the same time I was breaking up with my then husband Charles Huggins, and I told you he was a bit. We were like Siamese twins, so I didn't have anybody to follow through and make sure that my career, my television career was monitored and managed and had an agent. I didn't have any business people doing my life and career at that time. I lost all of that at that time. So there's nobody to follow through, to make sure that it got back on again.
One more question for you, and that is, I know you're on the AC Walk of Fame. How about the Hollywood Walk of Fame? What was it like to get your star a couple of years ago?
Excuse me if I chuckle. That was so wonderful. Um, Everybody knows about it, but I don't know how many people actually really plan and think, well, one day I'm going to have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I certainly did not. So the whole thing was a total shock. But I have a really, really good manager now. Now his name is Ron Richardson. So he had been kind of scouting out the possibilities for several years, and he'd gotten up to the point where everything was done, but we had to pay $75,000 to pay for it, and we didn't have the money. So he started to do like a GoFundMe campaign, and the first person who called was Cat Williams and said, "Don't worry about that, I'll pay for it." So I'll tell you, the whole thing was just unbelievable. People like Mel came in and spoke for me. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis came in and supported me. Tisha Campbell, so many, Frida, I can't name all the people that supported me to help make that just such an unbelievable event in my life. And of course, I'm on the sidewalk of Hollywood forever, or as long as Hollywood lasts.
So Cat Williams said, "Don't worry about it. I'll pay for it."
Right.
All right. All right. Everybody should check out this new single, Love Wins Every Time. It's available now from Melba Moore. And she also will be at the Blue Note in LA September 4th and 5th. Once again, Love Wins Every Time. We'll hear a little bit more of it as we go out from the fabulous Melba Moore. Always love talking to you, Melba. Thanks for coming by and congrats on the new song.
Thanks so much, Darren. Thank you so much.
All right. I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back.
We keep the faith, we keep the joy.
Let's be honest. Most businesses don't struggle because demand is low. They struggle because their back end can't handle growth. Leads come in, but follow up is slow. Calls get missed. Appointments don't get confirmed. And everything lives in different places. So even when marketing works, revenue doesn't scale. That's a systems problem. Create Assistance fixes this by building a done for you CRM and automation system that captures every lead, follows up automatically, confirms appointments, and keeps everything organized in one place. And only after that foundation is built, AI voice and chat employees get added on. If your business feels chaotic behind the scenes, it's time to fix the back end. Visit createassistance.ai and book your call today. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
I get a lot of calls from people across the country who are suffering from the affliction of IRS tax debt. Hi, I'm the tax doctor. Call me right now. My team specializes in helping people over the age of 50 solve their tax problems. And the bigger your tax problem is, the more money you can save. If you owe the IRS money, or you're about to owe the IRS money, or even if you need to file years of unfiled returns, call us right now. Our friendly, highly trained representatives are waiting right now to take your call. Over the years, we've helped thousands of people just like you stop the tax liens, wage garnishments, and harassing phone calls. You don't need to send the IRS a big fat check. We can negotiate a lower amount. That's what we guarantee for you. So call us right now.
800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
Everyone likes a success story. All in Lid Company was started by two young entrepreneurs who wanted to build a premium hat brand around quality products and an inspiring mindset. That mindset, All in Lid, isn't about what you wear, it's about how you think. Believe in yourself. This brand was created to inspire people to go all in on themselves, to chase the goals that matter to them, to bet on their vision, their work ethic, and their belief, even when the outcome feels uncertain. Founded at Florida State University in Tallahassee, the message quickly resonated with students who believed in the mentality behind it. Today, All in Lid represents more than premium headwear. It represents commitment, confidence, and ownership, a reminder to stop playing small and show up fuller for your goals. Their mission is simple: to inspire as many people as possible to go all in on themselves and their next chapter. allinlid.com.
If we're handing out insults for being fat, let's have a go at him. Look at him. Why? And he's got glasses. Let's call 4 eyes as well. Why don't we call him Fatty Fatty Toad Boy? 1, 2, 3, 4. Steven and his army are big and skinny, nothing that. Steven and his army step. Ooh, done feeling it.
Don't be getting your granny panties all in a bunch. We got Rick Tittle up in here.
All right, thank you for that, and welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you coast to coast, and we still have another hour to go. In fact, we'll have the College Football Hall of Famer Mark Messner, very intimidating linebacker back in the day when he was with the University of Michigan. All right, it's almost this daily thing now with FIFA, and there's really no updates to put up again. Just that Gianni Infantino is refusing to lose and refusing to leave. And the latest rumor now is that he's trying to get Mexico on their side, but Mexico already signed off on the CONCACAF thing, so he's desperately looking for. He's in the bunker, and the Soviets are on their way in right now. But it also came up again today that the verdict apparently is in, but will not be announced over Manchester City. Remember, Chelsea had 4 violations of just how they run their team. Sometimes that's administrative, sometimes that's financial, sometimes the transfer rules, and also the PGMOL, which is you can only be in debt for 2 years. So if you want a huge payroll and you're not bringing in money, if you go into a third year, sometimes they'll strip you of points. It happened to Leeds. It happened to Everton. Chelsea just got fined £10 million and will have no transfers for the next 2 windows. So it's a full year with no new players coming in. They'll be fine. But that's a big deal. And they had 4 charges against them. Manchester City, for the last almost going into a third year now, has had 115 charges against them. And if you take by precedent, they should be non-league. In other words, they should be kicked out of the football league. They should go to the conference, and they would have to earn their way back into the 4th division, which is now called Division 2. This is not uncommon. This happened to Juventus one time. They got kicked out of Serie A. Of course, they kind of bought their way back in. But it's just no one can stand. I mean, it's like, well, there's Holland and Guardiola, and Pep is gone now, but it's just like the punishment will be too big, so let's just avoid it. Come on back on Sports Byline.
This is an all sports news sports update.
I'm Brendan Cafferty. Women's sports are experiencing one of the most significant periods of growth in modern athletics, attracting larger audiences, new corporate partnerships, and increased investment from leagues, broadcasters, and sponsors around the world. For years, many women's sports organizations focus primarily on expanding participation and building competitive opportunities, Today, that mission continues, but it is now being matched by growing commercial interests. Television networks are increasing coverage, streaming platforms are adding more events, and businesses are recognizing the value of connecting with an expanding and highly engaged fan base. Professional leagues are also investing in long-term growth through improved facilities, expanded marketing, youth development programs, and enhanced fan experiences. These efforts are designed to strengthen organizations both on and off the field, while creating sustainable business models for the future. Athletes have played an important role in that growth by connecting with fans through community outreach, digital media, and public appearances. At the same time, sponsors increasingly view women's sports as an opportunity to reach audiences that continue to grow across multiple platforms. Industry analysts point to several factors driving this momentum, including increased media visibility, stronger youth participation, and continued investment from both established sports organizations and new ownership groups. Together, these developments are helping reshape the business landscape of professional sports. As organizations continue building on this momentum, many believe women's sports will remain one of the fastest growing segments of the global sports industry for years to come. In other sports, technology continues changing the experience for fans attending live sporting events. Mobile ticketing, cashless concessions, real-time statistics, interactive team apps, and improved wireless connectivity are making it easier for spectators to navigate stadiums while staying connected throughout the event. Teams continue investing in these innovations because creating a memorable experience extends beyond the action on the field. The goal is to keep fans engaged before, during, and after every event, while encouraging them to return throughout the season. For All Sports News, I'm Brendan Cafferty.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
If you're losing calls, missing leads, or spending too much time chasing customers, this message is for you. Create Assistance helps businesses answer every call, text, and message 24/7 using AI employees without hiring more staff. We handle bookings, follow-ups, reminders, and customer communication all inside one simple system built for small businesses. Stop losing opportunities after hours. Visit createassistance.ai and book a quick call today. We look forward to hearing from you.
Getting together with friends to watch the game? Then you'll need American Premium Vodka. Handcrafted and pure, this is the one thing all Americans can agree on. Founder Mark Gus Scott chose the finest natural elements America has to offer, and you'll taste how great it is to be an American. Now available at Bevmo, GoPuff, Hy-Vee, and Fairway stores. American Premium Vodka. This is the America we need right now. Go to AmericanPremiumVodka.com. Celebrate responsibly.
Quick question. How many calls, texts, or messages does your business miss every week? Nights, weekends, busy days. That's lost money. Create Assistance helps businesses fix that problem using AI employees that answer calls, respond to texts, book appointments, and follow up with leads 24/7 automatically. No extra staff, no complicated software. Everything runs inside one simple command center that replaces scattered tools, missed follow-ups, and manual busy work. Whether you're a service business, office, or multi-location company, Create Assistance keeps your business responsive, organized, and running even when you're off the clock. Stop letting leads slip through the cracks. Visit createassistance.ai to book a free call or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Rick Tittle knows his sports.
I hate that guy. I love that guy. Oh my gosh, he's so fine. Rick Tittle brings home the bacon, fries it up in a pan, and then he eats it. Ricky T in the hizzle for shizzle, biznatch.
Thank you for that, and welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you, coast to coast. When the Oakland Ballers played the San Jose Giants this year, they got pretty much annihilated by the Giants down at Muni, or whatever they call that park now, second oldest stadium in California after Edwards Track Stadium on the campus of Cal Berkeley. But that's because the Ballers had just flown everyone in, and the Giants had a spring training. That's the way it should have gone for a team. But the Cal League is now low level, and everybody was talking about Johnny Level. He's a young shortstop in the Giant system. Jhonny, and then Level as you spell it. Leve, all pronounced Level, not Level or Leve. Johnny Level. And he's not a big guy, but they're like, this is the next Giants shortstop. He quickly got promoted to high A. Did you see what he's batting at high A, Dom? Because he's now number one hottest player in all the minor leagues at high A, batting .563. I think double A is calling. .563. The next highest batting average of anyone in the minors is a guy named Zach Veen, who's at triple A for Colorado, batting .478. Now, that's very impressive. The next highest high A average is a Cleveland prospect named Welbin Francisca. He's at high A. He's also a shortstop, batting .409. .409, the cleaner, and the average is amazing. .563 is just ridiculous. That's not even video game. In a video game, you'd be like, no. .563 is unrealistic. But anyway, so far so good. You don't want to be known as the guy who hit .563 in high A and then never did anything else. Hopefully that's not it for him. But, they have quietly restocked the farm system while you go to a Giants game in China Basin and it sucks. But that minor leagues, it's percolating. All right, I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back.
It's more than a rebellion. When your teen is slipping into drugs or alcohol, when social media and pornography consume their time and their mind, when depression and even suicidal thoughts cast a shadow over your home, as a parent, you feel powerless. There is hope. At Turnabout Ranch, troubled teens step away from the chaos and into a clarity of nature on a working cattle ranch. Care for horses, learn responsibility, build trust, and rediscover purpose. It isn't theory, it's real work, real therapy, real healing. Families from across the country have found transformation right here, just when they thought hope was gone. If your teen is struggling with addiction, harmful online behaviors, even weight management, call right now and get the help you all need.
800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. That's 800-219-2494.
Sometimes life changes, and the house you once loved becomes a burden. Too many repairs, too many memories, too much to handle on your own. If you'd like to sell your home fast, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline. We can help you sell your home as is, no cleaning, no showings, and there are absolutely no hidden fees or real estate commissions. We'll pay you a fair price for your home in cash. Whether you're downsizing, handling an estate, or just ready for peace of mind, call us. We'll help you walk away from your problem property in no time at all and get you the cash in your bank account with little hassles. If you'd like to sell your home fast, as is, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline.
Call Want to Sell Your Home now for a free quote to sell your home in any condition. Call 800-950 3143. 800 950 3143. That's 800 950 3143.
Lower your car payment today. Lower your car payment today. Yes, you heard us right. You can lower your car payment right now by making this free call and save up to $1,400 a year on your current car payments. Think about your current car payment right now. What's that costing you per year? Now think about what it would be like to put an extra $1,400 back in your pocket. That's the average savings our customers experience. We can help you drive the same car and pay less every month by lowering your car payment's interest rate to as low as 4.67%. At Rate Genius, we can work with you to refinance any car payment. If you qualify, it costs you nothing to find out how you can lower your car payment. To learn more, call this number right now.
800 832 2816. 800 832 2816. 800 832 2816. That's 800 832 2816.
Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle is a genius, the best show ever. He's so wonderful, genius, the best show ever. He's so wonderful. Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle he's so handsome, he's a genius.
I am so excited to be back on the Rick Tittle Show.
Thank you so much. Welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you. And as always, at 11:12 Pacific time, we're happy to be joined by our betting experts at Pro Wagering. We have J.D. Sharp with us right now, professional handicapper. J.D., we saw in Minnesota with the Vikings when they went in on J.J. McCarthy, who led NCAA football in completion percentage and a great team at Michigan, obviously, and he got hurt, and so Darnold played really well, and then the Seahawks gave him a lot of money, and they let him walk because they had J.J. McCarthy. We found out that the money spent on Darnold was actually good money spent on him. I didn't think it was, but it was. And then J.J. McCarthy last year became the first-round pick quarterback since 1970 to be last in completion percentage and TD interception ratio. So they brought in Kyler Murray, who got cut by the Cardinals. Today, it's official. Head coach Kevin O'Connell said Kyler Murray is the starter. We shouldn't be too shocked by that because the diminutive Murray at least has had some Pro Bowl years in the NFL. But I guess my question is, does J.J. McCarthy have a shot ever at starting another NFL game unless he's a backup and the starter gets hurt?
It's a really good question. What is he, 24, 23, 24? He's still young enough. He has a big enough arm. I think he's smart enough, but I can't really say. And McCarthy it's looking more like it's a situation where he was he was always on really. He played poor competition in high school. He had elite teammates in college. And some of the throws he made, I wasn't super impressed with. I thought he had a good arm, but I wasn't impressed with. I thought he wasn't good with his reads. I thought that he made a lot of first read decisions. And again, when you have that much talent against inferior competition and an exceptional offensive line, what do you expect? So I still think he's got a shot. I think he's got the physical tools to make it in the NFL. But there's a decent chance that it's going to be the type of situation where he's going to have to maybe pop up as like a 26, 27-year-old and just prove himself, or end up getting traded to a different team. And as you said, I mean, is another team going to make him their starter to start the season? I don't think so. No, I think he's going to have to. Yeah, he's going to have to. Maybe he gets cut. Probably not though. They'd probably keep him on board. But also you got Kyler Murray. He's 5'9", maybe 205. That's a tough division. That's a lot tougher than the Cardinals division. You got some really good defenses in that division. I think and the Vikings have a ton of talent with Jawan Jennings, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson, and obviously Aaron Jones. So and they've got offensive line too. I think he'll probably still get another shot with the Vikings because Murray's so injury prone. But yeah, no one's going to trade for McCarthy. No one's going to sign McCarthy and make them their starting QB at this point. Maybe the Browns, perhaps, like down the road. But even then, they've got a pretty decent quarterback room too. So, yeah, I think he's going to have to to get his shot. He's going to have to Tom Brady it, and someone's going to have to get hurt to step in and play really well.
All right. I know you were high on Carson Beck, and it's not official, but it looks like he's going to be Arizona's starter right out of the gate as a rookie. But Chase Daniel said about him in the first preseason game, that Hall of Fame game, he said that Beck makes it look incredibly comfortable. He goes, you don't know how hard it is to look comfortable in the NFL. And he says he reminds me of a young Matt Stafford. Your thoughts?
I told you, Rick, I said from day one, I said Carson Beck should be drafted by the Raiders.
Yeah.
They shouldn't draft Mendoza. Mendoza has not looked good. My boy Mike Dixon goes to the camp every day. Vegas Sports Today does not look good. Gets content every single day. Yeah, I mean Carson Beck is going to be a baller. The guy's had hot girlfriends his whole life. He's won everywhere. He's got the cool tattoos. He's 6'4". He won championships at Georgia. Then he brought Miami to the national. Cam Ward didn't do that. Cam Ward didn't do it. He was number one pick. And Beck is taller, and I want to say significantly more intelligent than Cam Ward is. So, and he's got a really big arm. The guy was roping 60, 65-yard bombs at the combine. So yeah, I'm not shocked at all that Carson Beck is a starter for the Cardinals, and I think he's going to be a heck of a pro. I said that on this show for like 3 weeks straight.
You said it many times. That's why I remember it. Yeah. No, we'll see. Yeah. I mean, so far so good. The thing that I don't understand, the other two things I understand. The thing I don't understand how in March, a long time ago, Aaron Glenn said Geno Smith is the starter. Now they have Brady Cook and Bailey Zappi, who don't set the world on fire. I know you also like Cade Klubnik at Clemson, but I don't know how an NFL team can be taken seriously if you say Geno Cook is our starter. I mean, what's going on with Gang Green?
No, you can't. Geno Smith, he had like one good year with the Seahawks, 5 years ago? 4 years ago, something like that. Cade Klubnik was projected to be a top 5 pick before this season. Then he had a really bad season, had some injuries to deal with personally as well as his receivers. But he was a top 10 prospect at a high school, maybe top 20 prospect at a high school 5-star kid. Started immediately at Clemson. He's got a good arm. He's got a good attitude. He looks the part. I'll be surprised if Klubnik's not starting by week 3.
All right. Now, I know a guy that you were kind of down on, and to your credit, you said maybe I was wrong about him. So I'd like to get your opinion on him today, is Jordan Love, because LaFleur said today on NFL Network, he said he's better than Aaron Rodgers in terms of protections and adjustments. He can't get out schemed. It's remarkable. I don't know how he's been able to do that. What are your thoughts right now? Because I know you're up and down on him. What are your thoughts about Jordan Love?
That sounds like Cope to me. That sounds like LaFleur trying to make his fan base, because remember, his fan base has percentages of that team.
Yeah.
They own shares in that team. So to me, that sounds like Cope, where he's just looking for something to get the fan base excited about Love. And if I, reading between the lines, I would say that means that Love is not performing up to expectations. Well, he's really good at the reads. He's really good at processing the defenses. Okay, but can he throw the ball? Is he going to throw more interceptions than touchdowns? Has he improved the last 2 years? You sat him for a year, fine. He did really well in his first year. You've traded a lot of those pieces. Is he familiar? Because Dobbs is off that team. Dontavian Wicks is off that team. Yeah, you have Christian Watson, but he's hurt all the time. You have Matthew Golden, who really just emerged because of a great combine and a great pro. They didn't have a great college career. I mean, to me, that's me. If reading between the lines, that is me saying we should have kept Malik Willis. That's what I hear when I hear that, because I think that he's looking for something to be positive about.
Yeah. No, I hear you. One more question for you. Ben Roethlisberger, 2 Super Bowl wins, over 60,000 passing yards, 418 touchdown passes, 5th most wins of any NFL quarterback. But LaShawn McCoy said today that he's not a Hall of Famer because he was never an All-Pro. Now, he played in the era of Brady and Manning and Rodgers and Drew Brees. That's his criterion. Do you think Ben Roethlisberger is a Hall of Famer?
I think LaShawn McCoy's IQ might be 71. No, yeah. Roethlisberger's absolutely no questions asked the Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
He reinvented the position. He was the first really big, strong quarterback that could move in the pocket, that was tough as nails, had some off the field stuff. Pretty much everybody does. And he won a lot. He won championships. He made teams better. He was absolutely a leader. Won a ton of games. Played for 12 to 15 years at a pretty high level. Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger is a Hall of Famer, of course.
All right, there he is, JD Sharp. Email him at sharp@betmypicks.com. Ask him what you're thinking about. He'll give you his opinion on that. JD, good stuff. Thanks for coming by.
Hey, thanks a lot, Rick.
All right. I love throwing softballs at him and see him hit him out of the park. Come on back on Sports Pod.
Do you have diabetes? I'm sure you've seen the television commercials on the new CGM devices from all the top brands and how well they can help you manage your diabetes. Do you have the latest and newest in diabetes technology? The Diabetes Solutions Center carries most of the top brands, and the great news is your insurance may cover most of the cost. Call our special CGM hotline today, and our friendly representatives will help see if you qualify. You could get a new CGM from the top brands at little or no cost to you. Make living with diabetes easier. You are just one free phone call away to learn if your insurance covers the cost. So make this free call today to the Diabetes Solutions Center and learn for free how to get your new continuous glucose monitor.
800-520-8629. 800-520-8629. 800-520-8629. That's 800-520-8629.
I am an American veteran. I'm proud to have served this country. Helping veterans is something all Americans can participate in, and it's as simple as donating an old car that you have sitting around. When you call the Veteran Car Donation Program, they'll explain how their program works, and then arrange a time they can come and pick up your vehicle for free. Running or not, it doesn't matter. They take cars, trucks, motorcycles, or vans. As a veteran, show your support by donating your car and get a tax deduction in the process. Call the Veteran Card Donation Program right now. They'll come and pick your car up for free, and you'll get a tax deduction in the process. Call the number we're about to give you right now. Thank you, and God bless America.
800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. That's 800-887-1097. Proceeds support Heroes on the Water. Right now, you can switch from cable television to satellite television for free. That's right, we're offering free equipment, free installation, plus get a free $100 prepaid Visa card. Call the Satellite TV hotline right now. Make the switch from cable to satellite television and expand your viewing horizon. On top of free installation, for a limited time, we're offering a fixed price guarantee. With Satellite TV, you'll save money over your expensive cable bill. Plus, get access to hundreds of channels. And when you call right now, you can also ask about our seniors and military discounts. So make the switch to Satellite TV right now. Everybody gets free installation, free equipment, plus a $100 prepaid Visa card. Call right now and you can switch to Satellite TV and be watching everything you wanted to within the next week. And remember, installation's free, so call right now. 800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. That's 800-696-2871.
If we're handing out insults for being fat, let's have a go at him. Look at him. Why? And he's got glasses. Let's call 4 eyes as well. Why don't we call him Fatty Toad Boy? 1, 2, 3, 4. See that Eddie's on the earth, big and skinny, that we got. See that Eddie's on his step, ooh, done feeling it.
Don't be getting your granny panties all in a bunch. We got Rick Tittle up in here.
Up in here, all gonna make me lose my. Kurt Signetti is the head coach of Iowa. Speaking of college football, I have Mark Messner coming up in the next segment. And he's going to be on 60 Minutes. And Kurt Signetti was a very interesting character because he was just stone-faced, Magoo, mannequin, just no reaction to anything except maybe a scowl. Not a lot of smiles till the very end. But when he came over from James Madison, arriving in Bloomington, he said in the interview, as a teaser, he just said he had no interest in accepting the historical limitations of that program. And he had to start all over again. He said, quote, "The chip probably came from when I got here really right away. I detected an atmosphere that you can't get it done here. As soon as I walked in the building, facilities that had been neglected, the stadium banners that looked old, the offices that looked like they were from 1980, and then just the general attitude of the people I met, the lack of excitement. I was furious, pretty much, because all we did was win conference championships year in and year out. I mean, we win, and so it was like a clashing of the two worlds, and I wasn't going to lower my standards." So after he got hired, he got introduced at Assembly Hall, the basketball stadium there, and he wasted no time announcing that Indiana football's inferiority complex was done and dusted, because with the microphone in hand and the students hanging on every word, he took direct aim at the three programs that punished them the most. Obviously, Michigan and Ohio State in the Big Ten, but also Purdue. That's East Lafayette, Illinois. The Boilermakers are the ones that really, I think, irked them the most. So he said, I had to see if the fans were dead or just on life support. I love this guy. He's just pulling no punches. Oh, it's really cool, too. I had to wake them up and set an expectation and create some buzz and excitement. And he had the line, and it's famous now. He's like, "You don't know me? Google me." And I got so much crap that time when this was a few years ago. And I was at some event, and people are like, "I never heard of you. I never heard of you." I'm like, "Okay." And they go, "You're not anybody." I go, "No, I know I'm not." They go, "You think you're famous?" I go, "No, I don't think I'm famous." Those people are just this one weirdo. Not as bad as that one the other day I was talking about. She goes, "What would happen if I Googled you?" And I went, "Google me and see." They're like, Tittle said Google me. That was way before. Anyway, so Signetti said, "Google me." And 2.5 years later, it was a warning we all should have heeded, because now entering his third season at Indiana, yes, another conference championship, and the first national title in the school's history, and what a resume. The Big Ten's outspoken leader, never shy about taking a public swing at an opponent or defending his program. And you can say, "Oh, he's so arrogant." Well, 16 wins in a row. Take that kind of arrogance every day. I don't think of it as arrogance. I just think of it as a guy who doesn't want to joke around, you know? And who would have thought that he would be the first guy ever to now defend a national championship? Because they're no longer the feel-good disruptor. They're at the mountaintop. They're in everyone's crosshairs. Got to knock them off. No one would be surprised if they win now. But guess what? The first 6 games of the season, I can ask Mark Messner about this coming up, they don't play a ranked team. So he can really work on new starters, new quarterback, everything else. And that's going to be Josh Hoover, who came over from TCU. They also got Michigan State's Nick Marsh at wide receiver. This is, it happens a lot, obviously. The roster turnover year to year now. But, you know, the expectations went from nothing, literally nothing, to defending champ. And I think that's pretty cool. All right. I'm going to give this one more note in the basketball world because I saw this yesterday. I wanted to get to it. Do you remember the name Ben Simmons? It's like he's going to be the number 1 overall pick. Oh my gosh, Ben Simmons. And then Ben Simmons had a few years where he was like, I don't really feel like playing. And then I want to get out of here. You just signed here. I want to go to that team. And then he goes to that team and he goes, oh, my butt hurts. I'm paraphrasing. Pretty much. But Ben Simmons is in the news, not just because it's been 10 years ago he was the number 1 overall pick and he didn't play at all last year. It's because he now wants to get back into the NBA this season. And he traveled back to Melbourne, don't pronounce the R, in Australia, because he does play for the Australian national team. And they had a mini camp that began yesterday. And they're the Boomers. Shrimp on the Bobby. He wants to play for the Boomers at the Olympics in 2028 in LA. But the word is that Australia is kind of like, eh. He hasn't played for him in 2 years. So, you know, in Australia, Andrew Bogut, Patty Mills, Matthew Dellavedova, Andrew Vlahov. I don't know. They've had some players over the years. But the last time he even thought about playing for him was 13 years ago in 2013 when he was a teenager. He's missed the last 3 Olympic cycles for various reasons. He was either hurt or didn't feel like it. And so now he has a deeper appreciation for it. And he said that he would really like to go back to the Sixers. Well, he was Rookie of the Year there. He made 3 All-Star teams there. And then he held out and said, my back hurts. And then he got traded for James Harden in Brooklyn. And it was about as messy as an exit he could have had. He saw his relationship with Embiid go down the drain. So crazy thing is that he's only 30. And the last game he played in was in 2025 with the Nets and the Clippers. Remember, he ended up there for a cup of coffee. He averaged 5 points a game. So ESPN is reporting a Western Conference team has offered him a non-guaranteed deal to go to camp. And I don't know which Western Conference team it is. Maybe Mike Dunleavy has offered it to him in San Francisco. But now that LeBron James and Jaylen Brown are on the Sixers, he wants to come back to the 76ers. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't somebody want to play there? Unless you want the ball. You're not going to get the ball now. And why would you when you have, you know, Edgecombe and Maxey? I mean, you're not going to get the ball. But if you want to sit on the bench and come in for LeBron, do you want to spell him for a little while? We'll give you 6 to 8 minutes a game. That could be something. But if lethargy was a person, it would be Ben Simmons' second half of his career. I don't want to take away from the beginning when he actually gave a damn. And I'm not going to say his back issues weren't real, but just that whenever he was in the press, whenever there was a picture of him, whenever he said anything, it was always like, I don't really feel like playing right now. Like, oof. I remember one time, it was only like for about 3 hours, but there was a rumor that the Warriors were interested in him. And the thing is, when you're a former number 1 overall pick, you're like, oh, wow, you get Ben Simmons. And then you realize, oh, wait, no. No way in God's green earth do we want to sign a guy like that. And we've seen it happen. I mean, how about Albert Hainsworth? Remember when at the time they were called the Redskins? They gave him all this money. He was about 330 pounds. And he showed up to practice. He couldn't run. He was completely out of shape. He got paid. and he ate cookies. And he didn't care. There are a lot of guys that are like that. Rolanda McClain didn't care. Chris Washburn didn't care. Just because you're a great athlete doesn't mean you give a damn. You know, and then everybody else is like, I wish I had your physical talents. I'm like, well, you don't. But yeah, Ben Simmons is back in the news. He wants to play for Australia and he wants to play for the 76ers. He's still young enough. Do they want them? Let's come on back, talk college football.
Hear that overflow? That's not just rain. That's water pouring straight into your home's foundation. Clogged, broken, or missing gutters and downspouts can cause costly damage fast. We're talking foundation cracks, flooded basements, rotting wood, even mold. Most homeowners don't realize the damage until it's too late. We install, repair, and replace full-service gutter and downspout systems built to move water away from your home where it belongs. Call right now for a free gutter inspection. We'll show you exactly what's wrong and exactly how to fix it before it turns into a major repair bill. Call the Gutter Helpline now. Protect your home, protect your foundation. Fix your gutters before they fail. Here's the number.
800-884-1561. 800-884-1561. 800-884-1561. That's 800-884-1561.
This important consumer alert is from the Credit Repair Hotline, a national service designed to help people improve their credit scores. Are you paying high interest rates because of your credit rating? Wouldn't you like to be able to qualify for a better car loan or mortgage rate? Would lower monthly payments give you more financial flexibility? If you're finally ready to fix your credit problem, you need to call today and get a free consultation from the Credit Repair Hotline. In one fast and easy call, we can pull your credit rating and show you real solutions how to improve your credit. And again, this is part of a 100% free consultation. Learn how you can save money on everyday purchases by having a better credit rating. And it all starts with this free phone call right now.
800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. That's 800-413-6214.
Listen, were you forced into getting a solar contract and now you just don't want it anymore? Maybe the solar company misled you. Or is your solar contract buried with hidden fees? Are you not saving the amount of money you thought you would on your energy costs? Don't worry. At the Solar Exit Hotline, we can help you cancel your solar contract, even if the panels are already installed. Our experienced legal team will review your contract and help you cancel it, possibly saving you thousands of dollars. You got to call right now for complete details. So listen, if you're not happy with your solar contract for any reason, we are here to help you cancel it. Call the Solar Exit Hotline now for immediate options to help you exit your solar contract. This call is 100% free.
800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. That's 800-826-4073.
Teams have 4 attempts to move the ball 10 yards. So if you see a graphic on your screen that says first and 10, that means it's the team's first attempt to get 10 yards.
You must be crazy. Use a DOG. And if you was my man, I would have been kicked you out of my house by now. This is what had happened.
All right, that's elaborate. Welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you coast to coast and around the world on the American forces. network. You know, each year we talk usually on Mondays, to Super 16 pollsters. Well, and by the way, that is a poll that's a collaboration between the Football Writers Association of America and the National Football Foundation. That's the College Football Hall of Fame. Go to footballfoundation.org to see how you can get merch and maybe even a vote as well in this poll. And bringing in one of those voters is the College Football Hall of Famer, Mark Messner. Mark, welcome to the show. I was born in 1965. I think that's when the cool people were born. What do you think?
I couldn't agree more. That is most definitely the case.
Now, while you were at Michigan, I was playing D2 at St. Mary's. And so, you know, we weren't on TV or anything, but when we did turn on the TV, we would see the Wolverines, teams like that, and Bo Schembechler. What was it like playing for that guy?
You know, for a guy that's 5'2", he would manipulate, the monsters of Michigan, the Jumbo Elliots, the Mark Messners, the Jim Harbaughs, and put the fear of God in us with a wooden ruler that he walked around practice to make sure everyone had their spacing between positions exactly correct. I mean, it was a perfectionist, and we absolutely loved working for that man.
Was he really only 5'2"?
He was tiny. His presence was much bigger than him. Let's just leave it at that.
All right. Well, now as a pro, it can happen to anybody, but you did your knee in the NFC Championship game against the Niners, and then that was it. I mean, how much of it was like, why me? This sucks, and then getting over it? How hard was that?
Well, number one, I'd never been hurt before, never missed a game at Michigan, never missed a practice or a game in the NFL. And I just thought it was my turn to get hurt. I had no idea it was as bad as it was, because I'm laying on the ground looking at the bottom of a muddy shoe, and I'm trying to find a guy to get off, to get up and move. And I realized there was no one there. It was my own foot that was clear up at my hip. And I had taken out 3 of the 4 ligaments, ACL, MCL, and the only one I left was the PCL. So MCL, ACL. So I left 1 ligament, and they said, "You'll never play again, son." And I was able to walk from that afterwards to realize that, I was lucky to be in the NFL. I really was. I had a nice college career being a 240-pound defensive tackle, but that's not going to cut being a defensive tackle in the NFL. So they had to move me to inside linebacker and learn a new position at that level. That was a humbling experience. So I was grateful to have the time I was there. Just to say that I did it. Second generation, dad played for the Lions and the Steelers. So I was grateful to be able to do it, but I had my degree from Michigan and ready and raring to go and start a career. So glad I did it.
I know you still hold the record for most sacks in a game for the Wolverines with 5, and you had 36 sacks. So, nowadays an outside backer might blitz, or they'll just have a guy who's just an end who has maybe not even a hand in the dirt, and doesn't even have contain. He just rushes. So as a tackle, what was it? Was it swing moves? Was it stunts? Why were you able, or did you just like bum rush dudes? Like, how did you get so many sacks?
Fear. Again, at 240, if I let those guys get me, I was dead. I was toast.
Yeah.
So I literally tried to outthink them and outquick them and get them exhausted so they stepped on their tongues. Going against a Tony Mandarich at 325 as a monstrous human being.
Roided up.
I had no business doing that. But in practice every day, I went against Jumbo Elliott. So Saturdays were easy for me in comparison to what practice was the last 5 days.
Wow.
So I attribute much of that to what I practiced against every day in comparison to what I played against on Saturdays. So from that degree, it was I jokingly say fear, but I knew that I would be embarrassed if I let them get both hands on me. And Michigan's scheme of movement, we angled left, angled right. They never knew which direction we were going to go. and occasionally I'd go straight at them, and they were on their heels. So it was a game of they didn't know what was going to come at them, and that was right up my alley because again I was running scared to make sure I did my job and they can't catch me.
So one more question about your college days, and that is when you redshirted and then you came in and you basically played, as you said, nonstop. So they're talking about getting rid of red shirts now, and nowadays you have a great 1985 or 1986 season, and here comes, I don't know, Notre Dame. We'll give you $4 million to come over here, and Nebraska says, well, you can have $2 million to stay. I mean, what do you think about this now? Because if I'm 19 years old, I'm going to jump and take take that check, right?
Well, I don't know what I would think nowadays, but I will say that when you have a record and records like I do, I'm real comfortable that those records are going to hold because no one stays for 4 years and plays for 4 years anymore at one school. So to that degree, I love it because I think I'll stay in the books. But um, what I love the idea of the NIL because there's a small fraction of the guys that think they're going to play in the NFL and get money, and the vast majority think they will and they don't, and they don't get the education they're supposed to or should, and they come out with nothing without NIL. Now everybody's going to come out with money, whether or not they know what to do with it, but at least they're coming out with something whether they make the league or not. And so to that degree, I love. But what I do despise is the portal.
Yeah.
Because the rosters change, the chemistry changes, the guys that want to stay and they're in the backup role, and the guy in front of them leaves, graduates, whatever the case may be, and it's his turn, and someone drops in front of him because of $1. That is mortifying to me. So I hate the portal. I love the NIL in terms of how they're going to come out of football in a better place than they potentially would have if the NIL wasn't there.
Well, also you get like the Cal out here in Berkeley had this freshman named Luke Farrelly, who's a fantastic linebacker, and so he signs with Clemson. He's in class. He has an apartment. He has a car. He even has a Clemson girlfriend. And then Ole Miss said, "We'll throw in an extra mil." So he dropped everything and went to Ole Miss. And Dabo had a fit, saying this kid was already enrolled. I'm like, yeah, but you can still do it. The date hasn't settled yet. I mean, we're really in the Wild West. Do you think we're ever going to get any like federal or maybe conference wide, NCAA wide? Are we ever going to have any type of real rules?
I think yes. From what I'm understanding, we're very close to having some rules around when you can go, move, how many times you can move, why you have to stay. So I think they're putting some legislation together, and they're going to get some controls around some of it to hold some accountability. So I think that's imminent.
All right, let's talk about the poll now. You have Ohio State 1, Georgia 2, Notre Dame 3. You have the champs Indiana at 5. Now, of course, their new quarterback coming over from TCU. Some people have Indiana as low as 8. Some people have Indiana number 1 overall. It seems pretty polarizing. Now, we also know that preseason polls, we look back and we kind of chuckle sometimes. It's hard to tell year to year. But what do you think? Why do you have Indiana 5? Because that's still respectable, but of course it's not, number 1.
Well, the preseason poll, I don't even like voting for it because the rosters change. 80% of them are different. Guys are in. The chemistry's different. The offensive styles may change because of what they brought in or who left. So I don't even like it because there's not a way to see how are they playing together. Because Indiana wasn't on anyone's radar, and year one, boom, that's what can happen. So just like now, they know Indiana's tasted victory and tasted success and championship, but the chemistry is going to be different. Their leader is gone. How will it step back up? And now no one's going to take them for granted. because they've got the natty. So it's such a hard thing to do, and they just don't have in my opinion, Indiana doesn't have the experience of maintaining that level of performance. So that's why I put them, down as 4, 5, 6, something like that, because it's just a wait and see. If they come back firing on all cylinders, I think they could do it again, because they're still thinking just like I am. It's still Indiana. Why I put Ohio State up there, I don't know. Just because I like to see them fall.
All right. Well, I got one more question for you. You have and I like 16 because when you get to 25, sometimes the teams aren't that great. But you have Michigan at 14, and I think after the Sharon Moore, all the crazy bad headlines, how could they fix that? And boy, did they, getting Kyle Whittingham, because the Jay Ira and Nikki Harris family head coach, whatever the title is. I've interviewed him in the past when what he did at that university with the Utes in Salt Lake City was nothing short of incredible. The way it's hard to recruit there, and he got it done. I mean, you hate to go through what happened with Coach Moore, but I mean, I think this is a tremendous hire. What do you think about the Wolverines maybe cracking the top 10 early?
Well, I think so much of it, again, is going to come into what culture can he put together very quickly, what chemistry can he put together very quickly. But I think his leadership is going to really, really, really galvanize this team, and that there'll be so much less individual showmanship, because that's just not Coach Whittingham's style. He's going to bring guys together. I mean, I saw a story where one of the recruits that they were very high on the board with disrespected a trainer and just tossed the water that they had just given to him and said, take him off the board. He's not a fit. That's the kind of stuff that Michigan's been made of in the past. That was a Bo Schembechler kind of move. It's a fit. He's going to get the guys to fit, just like Indiana put the guys that fit. That's a team is almost impossible to beat. Individuals you can beat. I think this is the closest we're going to ever come again to having a coach that can handle and put the team together and play as a team.
There he is, Mark Messner. Yeah, you got to run to a break. College Football Hall of Famer, Super 16 pollster. That's a collaboration of the Football Writers Association of America and the National Football Foundation. All Big Ten, all 4 years. Mark, thanks for your time and your insights. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Appreciate it. Looking forward to the year.
Yes, I'm Rick Tittle. Let's take a break. We'll come back on Sports Byline USA.
Do you want to add a boost to your sex life this weekend? Do you want to make your partner and yourself happy? Then call our special hotline now. We'll sell you those little pills that work below the belt for less than $1 a pill and deliver your package in a few days, just in time for the weekend. Our pill delivers almost the same results as expensive pills for less than $1 a piece, and you don't need a prescription. And ask about their buy 3 get 3 free offer. What are you waiting for? Boost your sex life and have a great time now. Less than $1 a pill, discreet delivery in a few days, and a buy 3 get 3 free offer? Dial this number and save it now.
800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. That's 800-245-2751. Paid for by the Pharmacy Shop.
I'm holding in my hand the American Silver Eagle dollar. It's a beautiful piece of American history, and it's 1 ounce of silver. Originally minted in 1986, these coins are a beautiful classic piece of American history, and they're a great investment you should add to your portfolio. The beauty of silver is that however much you have available to invest, silver is affordable and easy to acquire, with one coin costing around $30. So, if you choose to invest a few thousand in silver, you can get quite a bit for your money, and you'll have a tangible asset that you can hold, one you can be proud to own. Claim your piece of American history with American Silver Eagle dollars. Call the Silver Hotline right now.
800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. That's 800-620-1624.
Everyone likes a success story. All In Lid Company was started by two young entrepreneurs who wanted to build a premium hat brand around quality products and an inspiring mindset. That mindset? All In Lid isn't about what you wear, it's about how you think. Believe in yourself. This brand was created to inspire people to go all in on themselves, to chase the goals that matter to them, to bet on their vision, their work ethic, and their belief, even when the outcome feels uncertain. Founded at Florida State University in Tallahassee, the message quickly resonated with students who believed in the mentality behind it. Today, All In Lid represents more than premium headwear. It represents commitment, confidence, and ownership, a reminder to stop playing small and show up fuller for your goals. Their mission is simple: to inspire as many people as possible to go all in on themselves and their next chapter. AllInLid.com. Be sure to check it out. AllInLid.com.
You think this is a humorous occasion? You are mistaken.
Now the dude's so funky, hey, what do you think? What is it called? It's called a lakeside stank. Rick Tittle can usually be found at He Baby Mama House.
Thank you for that. I remember when Don Mattingly first got the job as a manager, he went out to do a mound visit, and then he walked off, and he went back and stepped 1 foot on the mound to say something else. And Bruce Bochy came out and said, two mound visits. It's got to come off. And he's like, you got me. It happened again in a different way. Will Venable, speaking of former Giants, the second-year manager of the White Sox, he had to pull a guy in the first inning. He had to remove Noah Schultz because the pitching coach had come out earlier. And then Will Venable went out to argue about a guy missing third base on an RBI single, but he stepped over the line. Now, mound visit doesn't mean stepping on the mound anymore. It means crossing the line. Venable said, it's just an inexcusable mistake by me. We had an appeal play that we wanted to execute, and in the urgency of trying to make that happen, just totally lost that we had visited. And obviously that was a mistake, so just messed it up. It was on me. That's on me. Just a mistake by me, and one of those you got to learn from. Can't happen, but it did, and I'll move on. And it was Stephen Vogt of the Guardians on the other side who said he pointed it out. Another very young manager